There is that. Cardinals with another spring training game, and now it looks like with Bryce Harper, per reports, which is how many times we've said that for 5 months now, the Giants and Dodgers are back in, along with the Phillies. And if he winds up going to Philadelphia, you'd go, what in the... Was it just an act the whole time? Or because I would have been like, I would have figured he would be in Philadelphia by now if he wanted to go to Philadelphia.
I did read a report
every Thursday in February.
I did read a report the other day, and maybe because he's not a well-known guy, but it's a talk show host in Philadelphia, WIP, and he said he had a very, very reliable source that said the only thing holding up the Philadelphia deal is they won't give in on a 3-year opt-out after 3 years.
Who reported that?
A talk show host at WIP. Like I said, I mean, he's not a well-known guy, but he does do the show there, and he said he had a very good source that said the Phillies right now don't want to give an opt-out after 3 years, and that's what's holding up that deal.
Could be. We don't know what the reports are because you have some media that seem to be on the payroll.
Yeah.
But if you're the Phillies, wouldn't you rather have him for 3 years than no years? And you get out of the last 7 years of the contract if he leaves. Might not be a horrible thing.
The other thing, too, is when you're negotiating these things, you don't want to be the Padres and negotiate against yourself. If this is just part of negotiations and you honestly feel like there's no one else offering the amount of years and the amount of money that he's going to get, so you keep pushing it, knowing he's not ready to jump in on one of the other offers he's getting that might not be the same, so you push to get your side of the contract.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
Learn. We just started the show. Why don't you come on in here and let's talk about it all. Doug, for Thanksgiving, let's figure it out. Oh, what happened to Iggy?
Well, this is quite a trip.
Boy, Learn walks in and your chair shrinks. Morning, Learn.
That's opposite of what I would think would happen.
Oh.
I know. I just want to pop it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and
Happy
your
Thanksgiving
listeners.
to you and yours. What do you have there? Is that coffee?
This
or
is tea with a little cream in it. Anyway, I don't want to...
You smell wonderful.
Do I?
Yeah, what do you got going on there?
Chanel.
Is that Cool Water Cologne? That's what I wore
Chanel.
around Crestwood Mall.
That's hot.
Gosh.
It's like an incense smell, Euro.
Yeah, I smell
like patchouli?
Yeah, Chanel, notes of patchouli,
Don't say notes. Don't say notes.
No, Doug, no, I smell like the ladies Doug Vaughn dates.
You're still dating. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's La Mademoiselle by Chanel. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys have the best show. I love you.
Do we really?
Happy
Then why are we in a closet on HD2?
Well, that's what you did to yourself.
Oh.
Anyway,
Damn it all to hell!
I just want to say
It's still bigger than my apartment.
I'm very thankful for Iggy, and I know that people want us, to have
To
the
what?
secret love affair.
I think that's what
But
everybody's thinking.
It's a very public love affair. I love you. I'm grateful for you, and I just want you to know that.
Oh my gosh, Iggy.
Well, I love you to death.
To death.
I love you. All right,
Don't
I gotta
call
go.
her sweetie.
To the
Doug,
moon.
you look very hot today.
To the
I
moon.
agree with that.
Have
I
a
agree with
good
that. There
show,
she
you
is.
guys.
That's
All right,
Learn
thanks,
from the
Amy.
Riz Show. Has like a 70 share in the market, but we have the best show. Alas, we're in a closet next to a restroom in which the program is interrupted by an aggressive flush. That's who we are.
Well, we're doing our best. We're battling.
We are.
We're just scrappy little guys
We are.
just trying to carve out a living.
Thank you.
So it's not much of a living, but it's food, clothing, and shelter.
All we
at
can
least.
ask for. That's all we can ask for. Welcome
So
in.
this is the show, huh?
It is. It's called TMA. Stands for the morning after, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. We are in the Michelob Ultra Studios, and it's the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. My name is Timothy Michael McKernan. On my right is Douglas Elvin Volan. On my left is Kenneth Iggy Strode. Directly across from me, to the north. Doug, would that be to the north? I think it is. I think it is to the north.
Well,
Because the west is over there. That means the south is over there. So the north
I guess
is where the
that's north,
Plowhawk
yeah.
is, and then due west on the other side of, what do you call it, the latrine, the lavatory?
the head.
Is Jackson Burkett. I haven't seen him, but I assume he's over there.
Yeah, I talked to him.
What's he
Jackson?
Yeah,
Hey, fellas.
Okay, he's there.
He's going to help
All
me
right.
with my time card today.
Why do you need help with your time card? You
okay.
just hit approve. It's
We got
one
to
button.
put holiday in there, and I don't know how to do that.
Helping Uncle Ken on the holidays.
And I'm really screwed next week because I got to put vacation pay in there.
Oh, that's right, you're vacationing.
Oh, no.
Are you going anywhere?
I may get a wild feather at my ass and go to Orlando. I don't know.
Oh, nice. Friendly confines.
I don't have the money.
Well, you could drive down there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have 7 days. It'd take me 2 days to get there.
Oh. Well, what's a flight to Orlando cost you? Round trip.
I don't know. More than I can afford.
400 or 500?
I haven't checked with Allegiant. I don't know.
Allegiant.
That's where I go because Allegiant flies into Sanford, and my sister lives in Sanford. Yeah.
How far is Sanford from Orlando?
If I flew into Orlando International, it would take her 45 minutes to pick me up.
Wow.
I fly into
Is Sanford toward the Atlantic or toward
Sanford.
the Gulf?
She's toward the Gulf, I think.
Okay.
Sanford. She's
I'm not familiar with Sanford. Doug.
she's
I've
2
heard
minutes
of it.
away. I mean, it's kind of like if you lived in Lake St. Louis and had to go to the airport.
That's not bad at all. Lake St. Louis to the airport's 20 minutes.
Bill.
Well, maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. But it's like 2 minutes from her house to the airport, so it's convenient for me
Okay.
and her.
So that's where you're going to go then?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh.
Morning, this guy, this hijacking rates is a 3 out of 10.
Beach and Dillian Harper and the friendly confines.
Bit of a look at me move, talking about putting in for the holiday or whatever. Bonus points for the potential trip to Orlando. Do it, buddy. You've earned it. Seriously. That's from Brian Henshin. Doug, Colts back in action this week after a bye week.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually don't go anywhere. If I do, it's usually Orlando. But I don't know. Maybe to get out of the cold weather for a week. I'm already freezing and it's only 45.
Orlando has the worst airport in the country. That's from Neil and Craig Paquette. Wow.
Really?
Yeah, Orlando's not great. Sanford is.
Worse than ours?
I know, exactly.
No, nothing's worse than ours.
I'm not sure I've seen one worse than ours for a big city.
Except Atlanta. I always get lost in Atlanta. I take the wrong tram
Oh, well, that's on you.
and I get off at the wrong place.
I think Atlanta's the busiest.
It's
now
busy,
in the
but
country.
it's
right up there with O'Hare.
it's kind of hard to get around there if you're stupid like me.
No.
Anyway, sorry I hijacked. That's
Weird start, guys. That's from Todd Reesing, Doug.
Yeah.
Well, somebody asked me where I was going, and I answered
But
it.
yeah, you need to go
Love to
somewhere.
jump in on Trainwreck Radio.
Well, from now on, when I'm asking a question, I'll say, I'm not talking today. I'm not going to answer your questions.
You need to get out and do something. Show yourself off.
Well,
Live the Playboy life that you've
If I had money, I
longed
would.
for.
This apartment's crushing me.
The apartment's crushing you?
Well, I'm not happy.
Because the apartment's smaller than the last one, or it's not more expensive?
It's the same price as my other apartment, which was much larger.
And you didn't have a say in this move, though, right?
Well, I could have, but I like living where I am because, and I told them this when I was going off on them the other day. I said, look, I don't live here because of the amenities and these places are great. I live here because it's close to work. That's the only reason I live here.
That'll tell them.
Yeah, that'll get them. If you want this life, it's not too hard to get it.
If there was ever a cautionary tale on why one shouldn't get into radio, it's the line from a man who's 30 years into a decorated career. Quote, maybe I'll go to Orlando. Well, probably not. I don't have any money. Doug, that's from the Dogtown Astro fan.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But I enjoy my job, so I've always said it's not so much money. As long as you can pay your bills, which I always do, if you can pay your bills and enjoy what you do, getting up every morning, then that's what I do.
How about that, Doug?
Yeah.
I can make more money.
Chase this dough and get money.
Yeah, I could get a job making more money, but I'd be miserable.
You just need a second job. You need to keep this
I'd
one.
be miserable.
And then in the afternoon, just do something else for a couple hours. Fill in the cracks for the money problems.
No, I'm too old for that.
No.
There you go.
No.
Anyway, enough of me for the day.
Oh.
You're done.
Every time I walk into this place, I walk by here when we're doing TMA Lives, and I'm talking. I'm like, maybe they're right.
Who's they?
The listeners that I talk too much. Because I walk by here, and it doesn't matter what segment it is, I walk by and I'm talking.
You're a little Jabberwocky.
Never in my life did I think I would be glued to an HD2 morning show listening to a guy bitch about his studio apartment in Maryland Heights every single day. That's from Mr. Licks.
Yeah, it's usually on my mind. I mean, I get an email yesterday saying,
oh, no, what now?
Well, you know when I used to, it gets really
Doug,
cold.
we might be able to fly this thing autopilot right into Thanksgiving holiday weekend.
If it gets really cold, I say, smoke in the bathroom. Just turn on the fan, light a candle, just, not all the time, but I mean, if it's barely
Get
cold.
more smoke going.
Old money.
Yeah. And
Is that a drop or was that Jackson?
That was me. Live drop.
But I get a bill yesterday saying $121 for smoke damage. I said, you're gutting the apartment. You're tearing it apart. That's why I had to move out. And you're charging me $121.
So you're going to pay it?
I already did. I mean, what am I going to do? If I don't, they take me to court. So just here's your 21. But you're gutting the entire apartment.
Stop smoking in there, guy.
No, I'm not smoking in the new one, but
Self-awareness. It's a Skanksgiving miracle. That's from KG, and he's in O-Town. And he's going to be here today, and he's going to be here all next week because Iggy will be on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's basically full-time.
I basically took the vacation just so he could get in here and get some hours.
That was right. It was selfless.
Yeah, just being nice. So anyway, that was my day yesterday.
Viva la Stro!
They've done nothing for me. They've raised my rent. They don't give me nothing for moving for the second time in 3 years. And they charged me $121 for an apartment they're going to gut. It's just not happy.
Well, you were counseled by this very dais to move away from that apartment.
That's right.
I know you were. It's my fault. I didn't have to. I'm just getting used. What else is new?
Good morning. The rating of this hijacking has just been adjusted to a 6 out of 10. The longevity is equal parts impressive, unexpected, and just massively depressing. That's from Brian Hench and Jonathan Taylor.
I'm sorry. I just want to vent, and this show lets me vent. So
Okay.
I vent. And now let's get to the Cardinals signing another ace.
Another ace. You can give your thoughts on the Cardinals signing another ace at 314-881-TMA5. It's the EDF Group text inbox. That's 314-881-TMA5. EDF, sponsor of the text inbox here on TMA. And you can support the sponsors by supporting EDF. All you have to do is email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team at your place of business how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is Hyatt. It will present your silly friend Hyatt Fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com. Our 7 o'clock hour is presented to you by the wonderful people at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. I had a listener yesterday, Doug, who reached out, wanted to be put in touch with the great Jamie Burkhardt.
Oh, yeah.
did so, and Jamie responded, I would even describe it as lickety-split, and said, I'm going to reach out to him right now. And that's the kind of personal service. I would even describe concierge service. Can I say that?
Wow.
That you get from Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota directly to the muckrakers, you call them, right? Is that
not muckrakers, the muckety mucks?
Muckety mucks.
You got to St. Louis Acura, Jamie meets you at the door.
All right.
Or Alton, you go to St. Louis Acura, there's Clayton Patterson.
Just waiting for you.
Right, like the concierge waiting today. Hey, come on in.
StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com. It's Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Jamie's name's on it. And StLouisAcura.com. And there's a secret number for you. 314-252-0029. That's 314-252-0029. And we are, at this point, 40 hours away from Black Friday. You do a lot of your shopping on Black Friday?
I don't usually get involved in all that mess.
You can just do it online, Jack.
Yeah, you could. Maybe I'll do some this year.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a couple things I think I want.
How about a sound story at mysoundstory.com, and with the promo code TMA, you get 20% off your gift card. And you might be thinking, the prices start at $3.99, and that's an audio interview. And you can get video now. And now we have those. And I guess, Iggy, you were asking about the last from who was from Colombia?
Yeah.
Who Jackson interviewed.
That was
so
a
video options. That was a video option. 3-camera shoot. Camera on the interviewee, camera on the interviewer, and then the proverbial 2-shot. You like that 2-shot? I mean, that's what it's called.
Sure.
I liked it because the promo had her talking, and then it went straight back to Jackson asking a question, and then it was a...
Yeah, it was.
like
we
that.
just didn't want to just do like one camera because, then you're not getting the feel for it. So we did that. We've now added that as well. Go in with your siblings, get a gift card for your mom, for your dad, for both, for your grandparents. mysoundstory.com. Imagine being able to listen to a podcast of your parents or your grandparents anytime you would like. And then your children get to hear their voices and their stories. And their children get to hear their stories and their voices. And the family legacy is saved forever. And you've taken care of holiday shopping in a matter of seconds, plus saving 20% off. mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA. Plowhawk has been silent but yet effective with the drops already, but I bet he is over there like a little teapot, Doug, getting ready because I'm in awe of what has happened so far with the Cardinal offseason. For the record, I couldn't love it anymore. I couldn't love it anymore from a baseball standpoint because personally, kind of riding off 2024, and sounds like the Cardinals are doing the same, but the moves allow them to ride off 2024 and then move on to 2025 because, all due respect, I don't expect Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn, Steven Matson, Miles Michaelis to lead this ball club past your pick of whomever in the National League. I would say the Dodgers or Braves, but with the new playoff format, it's whoever finishes 6th. So I guess the Phillies, maybe the Diamondbacks will make a return. I don't know. It's a wonderful format after playing 162 games, but the Cardinals have now spent 23 of the $57 million available on Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson, and I love the moves because they're not committing long-term dollars to older players. But I love the moves even more because I just go to Peoria Plowboy on Twitter, and then I receive wonderful entertainment. Plowhawk, thoughts?
You like the moves as well, I get. You know pitching at all?
I don't know if I get it. Mozeliak came and said, what was it? We need swing and miss stuff from these guys.
And Kyle Gibson's a swing and miss guy, is he not?
And I think I saw when he was in Philly and playing at home against the Cardinals or in Busch, he gave up 4 bombs in a row.
Oh, nice.
So we'll probably see a lot of that. I don't understand. If you're rebuilding, it's obvious these are signings that make sense.
Maybe it's a secret rebuild.
Oh, God.
Well, they're inning eaters.
Well, right now, Kyle Gibson is your ace.
Nice.
He'd be the best you got.
Woot woot.
Last year he was...
In terms of wins, maybe. Yeah.
Last year he was 15-9, 4.73 ERA. That's better than anybody else they have on the roster right now. Not to say that's great. I'm just saying he is the ace right now. Whether you like it or not, he's the best of the 4 they've got assembled.
And that excites you?
It doesn't really excite me, no. No, it doesn't.
Fan base was, like perfect form yesterday. Nobody agreed with the signings. I mean, Mozeliak has to have a Twitter account or peruse through Twitter. That was brutal.
What'd they say?
Well, I mean, another 36-year-old mid-4 ERA. I didn't understand the signing, but it's better than Lynn, I think. I mean, he led the Orioles in innings, wins. I mean, but I just cannot for the life of me understand if this team wants to win why you're signing $12 million for one-year deals for 36, 37-year-old pitchers.
Is he on the playoff roster? I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Did he make the playoff roster, Gibson?
Doug? That information is classified over the 4-day weekend. We will look it up and come back on Monday with that.
I was just curious if he was.
I'm
one
sure
of
he
their
made
better
the
pitchers.
Orioles playoff roster. He
Well,
won
it was-
15 games for them.
Well, his September, I think his ERA was like 10.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Tim.
No. My brief aside is this. Nolan Arenado has to be delighted that he didn't opt out. What have you done since I didn't opt out? Well, we signed a catcher who will be, quote unquote, catching into his mid to late 30s, except after a month we decided he isn't necessarily a great catcher, so he'll mainly DH and catch about half the games. And we've acquired Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for not opting out, Nolan.
Well, Plowsy, you say you don't understand it. I think what they're doing, I think they believe they have 2 or 3 young pitchers in the minors who are a year or so away. And so they're biding time until those guys are ready. And they're not getting locked up with long-term deals with other pitching. I think they probably have money to go out and make one splash, one top-of-the-rotation guy, whether that turns out to be Jordan Montgomery or whoever else might be there on the market. I think that's what they're thinking, is let's see if we can get through the next couple of years and still hopefully be competitive and wait for these younger arms to come up.
Then just say that. I think transparency is key. I mean, he went out and said, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to get, aces or, 2, 3.5 pitchers. I don't even think they're going to last all year. I mean, Gibson and Lynn, you just never know. And if you want to use young pitchers next year and you don't want to block them, then just come out and say that. But don't say you want to compete for, the NL Central and a World Series, and then this is how you kind of start it.
Well,
the optics are terrible.
Nobody's going to go up there and say we don't care if we compete.
I didn't say that.
But that's the opposite of saying we want to compete. Of course they want to compete. Everyone wants to compete. So they're going to say that.
Well, yeah, but teams also say, we're in a rebuild mode or, we want to get our young guys, in there, so we're not going to sign a 6-7 year deal for a guy. And I think transparency like that's not saying we don't want to win. That's just saying, hey, if you're expecting 3 guys with multi-year deals, you're just not going to get that.
Well, they may still sign that one if they sign a top-of-the-rotation type guy, would you be a little less upset?
If they're done with that, I would not really understand 3 through 5, but, if you get a Yamamoto type, I'd be content with it. I still don't think it's a good rotation.
Good morning. They have 4 number 4 starters. These are moves to try and fill innings while you wait for your pitching prospects to develop. If that's what they're going to do, then you're signaling you're not competing for a championship next year. For the life of me, I cannot understand why they would not entertain offers for Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. The championship window has been closed for years. They just don't want to admit it. That's from the Table Rock Lake Monster. The only part about that whole text is I would say that I don't think the championship window has been closed for years, but it depends on what your definition of years is, because they were in the NLCS in 2019. And I would say that, but hey, if you're saying the last couple, I would say, I think they were a pretty damn good team last year. And by that last year, I of course mean 22, but they were in the NLCS in 2019. So
and we don't know that they aren't entertaining offers for Goldschmidt and Arenado. They don't let that be known whether they are or not.
And I would disagree. I think they have a 4 and 3 5s.
Sick. You just tried to trash him even more there, didn't you?
I'd say Michaelis can be a 2, more likely like a 3, and then the rest is God help us, But again, as an advocate for kind of writing off 24, I love that if they're only going to get one more pitcher, then they're not leveraging the future beyond what they're stuck with already with Contreras and then also with whomever it is that they sign. And I gather they'll sign somebody, but maybe they won't. Maybe they'll get Glasnow, and then they'll just be totally free after 2024. Glasnow is up after 2024, and the expectation... I saw Michael Feinsand of MLB.com yesterday saying that two sources have told him the Rays are going to trade Glasnow, who will most likely make $20+ million next year, and then as a free agent.
Yeah.
But he has not necessarily had good health for the Rays. Yamamoto is the next move. Book it. I will not be taking questions this morning, Doug. That's Danny Tanner with an inside report.
Well, that would be an exciting move.
I mean, the moves they're making now, these young guys have to work out, right? Like, Liberatore was supposed to be the guy. If those are, like, the types and they don't work out, Gibson's off the books, Lynn's off the books. I mean, you don't really have much, and now you have to redo your entire rotation again next year with far less in free agency. To me, I get the one-year deal, but two of them, I mean, what are you going to do next year?
What does Michaelis and Mads have left on their contract?
Doug, we will look that up over the Thanksgiving weekend, and we will tend to that along with a Kyle Gibson playoff roster.
Yeah, I think they both got a year or two still, don't they?
Well, Michaelis just signed an extension.
Yeah.
Signed through 25.
Yeah, so he's got two.
Then you want to know about Steven Matz.
I got them locked up.
Steven Matz is also signed through 25.
Yeah, so they both got two more.
I would wager under his current deal, Nolan Arenado never sees an NLCS game with the Cardinals. I'd also like to wager the next guy they sign is Jake Westbrook. Doug, that's Alan Dadeville. Jake Westbrook, part of the 2011.
Yeah. Yeah, he could probably get him through 3-4 innings.
Kyle Gibson is at best an average Major League Baseball pitcher. But I saw him pitch when he was a senior at Mizzou, and he had the sickest slider I've ever seen in person.
Yeah.
Doug, that's Phil the Peacock, and that's spelled P-H-Y-L.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly he's got like 7 pitches.
Diverse.
Yeah. Well, you know, you never know. That's about all you can say.
Assuming these guys go to free agency, the 2025 free agent class is lousy with top-of-the-rotation starters. This class is incredibly top-heavy with Ohtani and Yamamoto, but next year has a legit crop. Those options will almost certainly not be picked up for Lynn and Gibson. That is from Kevin's brother. His first name is Jack, and his last name is Demoff.
Yeah, to be picked up, they'd have to have really pretty good seasons. They'd probably have to win 12, 14 games and give them 180, 190 innings and stay healthy. And you would certainly take that out of both of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if Dave Duncan was still here, he was really good with reclamation projects. But he's not here, so...
So it's hopeless?
No, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they're not going to get Snell. They're not going to get Yamamoto.
Yamamoto!
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the 2020. I don't see what you're talking about in terms of...
What are we talking about here, Plowhawk?
There's mid-30, upper 30.
You're talking about the 2025 free agent class?
Yeah, dude. The starting pitchers are 35, 40 years old. I mean, I don't really see a lot of upside in any of these. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, this is why it's imperative that you develop your own players.
Amen, Bill. Amen, Bill.
And another guy that can throw 190, 200 innings. So just sign a couple more of those, and you don't need a bullpen next year. You'll have 5 guys who can throw 1,000 innings.
Well, even if you pitch that many innings, you still need a bullpen for 3 or 4 innings a game.
Brian Henshin says it's borderline offensive, Ken's butchering of Yamamoto. That's from Brian Henshin.
That's not offensive. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yamamoto.
I'm not even familiar with him, so...
It's not hard. It's Yamamoto.
4 syllables. Yamamoto.
That's it.
Yamamoto, and I'll forget it tomorrow.
Okay. Well, you'll be celebrating Turkey Day tomorrow. No show tomorrow, Doug. No show Friday, but we'll be back on Munsbit. Iggy will not. Iggy's in the Hamptons.
Or Orlando.
Either one, Sanford.
Flying either into Sanford or Orlando proper.
Or in a hovel. Who knows?
Yesterday, the Cardinals' social media account bragged about Lynn being on our 2011 World Series roster. That's right. The current state of the franchise is flexing about a 36-year-old who pitched on a good team literally 12 years ago. Wonderful. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
I saw the cat posted something where Lynn sent him a message that he was coming after the cat.
Yeah, they had a wonderful dynamic. If you remember, unfortunately, I don't know, Plowhawk, you were there for this. Lance Lynn, Matt Holliday, and Adam Wainwright toughed us around at spring
That was a good
training.
trio. Yeah.
And
We were bullied.
We were. Plowhawk, I guess. You were getting an autograph. Why were you getting an
Iggy
autograph?
sent me with a box of balls. I had to get autographs.
Gosh.
It
I had
looked great.
permission. I had permission from Brian Bartow to do that. So.
Well, when the Plowhawk extended his hand, his frail little boy hand, to which one was it? I can't imagine it was Wainwright.
I think it was Holiday, right?
Holiday, can you sign this ball for me, Mr. Holiday, on behalf of my coworker Ken? They slapped it out of his hand.
Right.
Should have
Sending
faked
us
an
the
injury
message.
looking back.
Yeah, that could have been big.
You did
Brown
bring
and
a few.
Crouppen
You
could have
did bring a
stepped
few
in.
back though.
Yeah.
There
I
were a
mean,
few
a
signs.
couple of the, lesser guys were just fine with it.
Some people were nice. Some people didn't care about charity and smacked a ball out of your hand.
Oh, Matt Holiday taking shrapnel.
Don't you think everyone who doesn't get a ball sign says, well, I guess you don't care about charity? It's probably a line that's been used many times by
I didn't
a
say
failed
that.
autograph seeker.
Failed autograph seeker. Who wants that text name? Timmy, Ben Fredbertson really thinks there was some undertones about Yamamoto yesterday. Some of the 314. I did not see that. That's interesting. I said yesterday, I thought, reading between the lines, I get the sense Derek Gould knows something on Yamamoto.
Didn't Mozeliak say something about Newt Barr has a relationship with some people? It could be advantageous. I think he said that.
Let's see what we got here. Mozeliak on the signing of, let me get what's the best one on that? Mozeliak on if he would shy away from a $200 million contract for a starting pitcher. Plowhawk, that would be soundbite number 3 from Jackson's Audio Fund.
Number 3. Number 3,
2022.
So, the guys you have locked up, is a $200 million contract per starter possible for the right guy?
I think, again, that's a silly statement for me to weigh in on, because what if the player just doesn't want to be here? And, so...
In this case, if he would, is that...
Well, I think it depends on terms, like how it's structured. Obviously, when you look at the future of our system right now, we don't have a lot of long-term commitments on the pitching side, but that's been very strategic in a lot of ways because, injuries happen and things happen, but, we're certainly going to remain open-minded as the offseason goes.
Okay. Well, they didn't say much.
Was that before?
We're going to remain open-minded, as opposed to we're going to close our minds to any opportunity that might come up.
Was that interview before Gibson and Lynn?
No, it was yesterday.
Okay. Well, I didn't know he did press conference after every move.
He did. He did a press conference yesterday.
No, I didn't know, and I was busy.
Well, no, you weren't busy. What were you doing?
Watching Billions.
You're getting that knocked out. I got a notification on my phone. Channel 4 carries those things live now, which is nice.
Smart move. They carried it live on 101. I enjoyed it. Boy, they were Banty Roosters on 101 yesterday on the Fast Lane.
Not happy?
Not the hosts per se, not Anthony Stalter. And Jackson, do you know who was in with? Was Brad Thompson in with him?
Yeah, it was BT, Stalter, and Marshy.
Marshy Marsh and his playful posse. And the fans, Doug.
Not happy?
Banty Roosters.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Stephen Wildwood left a mic drop yesterday for that.
Well, Mozeliak did say that they're pretty happy with their lineup, with their starting 8. So if you're happy with your starting 8, wouldn't that mean that you would go ahead and try to compete? You don't want to waste a good starting 8, do you?
Clock, you just open up your mic.
Do you know who his starting 8? Do you know who the starting 8 are?
Forever, the revolving door outfielders. He was so confident every year. This is our outfield. I mean,
well, who's the starting 8?
Well, you probably know who at least 7 of them are. There might be a room. You got to figure Newt Barr and Walker are going to play every day in the outfield, and there's probably moved all the guys in and out, matched up with the pitching. And then, you know what the infield's basically going to be?
What?
Arenado, Wynn, Edmund, and/or Gorman at second. Goldschmidt at first. Contreras, Herrera catching.
Yeah, Wynn or Edmund or Gorman. I mean, outfield or. So you don't know who the 8 are.
Doug, how about that? You've been held accountable.
No, you pretty much do. You know who the guys are who are going to play. Not everybody.
You know 11. You know 11 of the 8. You know 11 of those guys are going to play.
Well, this is not the 1960s where you run the same 8 guys out there 160 times a year.
Or it probably should be. I really miss it like that.
Well, but that's just not the way the game is played. Not just the Cardinals. That's the way most teams play it now. They mix and match.
Yeah, an economics major at MIT decided that that's not the way to go.
Table Rock Lake Monster, who I think is having a big show this morning in the EDF Group text inbox, says Yamamoto makes a lot of sense. They've got $30+ million to spend. He's 25 years old and could be the next face of the franchise. If they're going to go all in, this is a prime opportunity. That's from the Table Rock Lake Monster. I got to tell you, I never would have expected this, but if the Cardinals sign Lynn and Gibson to one-year deals and then go balls to the wall on Yamamoto, I will be, and I think fans will be too, actually, absolutely thrilled by the offseason.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're not going all in for 2024 while also leveraging 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, I guess in the Phillies case now, 2029, with aging arms. So I would love that if that's what they're going to do. The thing is, Doug, you know what you say? It takes 2 to tango.
Yes, it does. It's hard to tango alone. They probably also need another bullpen arm or two. Because those teams, you saw that in the playoffs, the teams that get to the playoffs and advance, they've got some killer arms they bring in out of the bullpen. I mean, they got guys just throwing gas. And Helsley can do that when he's healthy. But beyond that, I don't know how many really stoppers they've got out of the bullpen.
Doug, did you see my YouTube comment? That's from the Hunchback of On Castle.
You know what? I missed it. Gosh darn, I missed it. I usually hang on every word that you say, but in this case, I missed it.
And then going back to what Plowsy said, then you get to 2024, even if you got Yamamoto.
Close.
Progress is promised.
You got another year older Matz, another year older Michaelis, and then 2 young guys that they hope can go into the rotation.
Probably, yeah.
So then you're back to 1 ace, a couple of 5s, and 2 youngsters.
Well, youngsters aren't necessarily a bad thing if they're good youngsters.
No.
Hello, youngsters.
You haven't seen a youngster come up here and pitch well, have you? Rick Ankiel, maybe?
Well, gosh, you're going way back now.
Yeah, you have to go that far back.
Well, you can't close the door on the young guys coming up.
No, you can't.
That's the lifeblood of the organization.
That's what you're depending on in 2024.
I'll be a starter soon. I just got to tell Mike.
Well, Doug, they're not happy in St. Louis.
No.
They're not happy. But from my standpoint, I love the moves, not because I think they're going to make them win in 2024, but because it's going to help avoid them lose in the second half of the decade. And also in the short term, I, as a social media fan of the Plowhawk, am being entertained immediately every afternoon by these announcements.
Flowsy, what could they do to gain your trust and confidence?
I mean,
satisfaction.
I like Yamamoto. I'd love that, and I'd love to see a trade. I'd love to see a trade for a pitcher, and I'd love to see him throw a bunch of money at Yamamoto. I just worry in terms of free agency that they're going to be up against all of these teams who are probably going to outbid them.
It is going to be tough, man. I mean, there are so many teams, and they are the big boys, Doug. They are the big boys who want Yamamoto, Snell, and then to a lesser extent, Gray. And, that means, if there are indeed 3 top tier, and I guess if you want to throw Jordan Montgomery into that category, when you look around the National League and who is interested, and the American League as well, who's interested in these teams, they're going to, for every one team that gets one, I think there are going to be 2 or maybe 3 who wanted one of them and will not be able to get them. And therefore, speaking to what the Plowhawk just said, the competition is going to be ridiculous. And I would rather see you allocate that kind of portion of your bankroll to a 25-year-old versus a 31-year-old.
You know what those other teams don't have? Lars Nootbaar, Pepper Grinding, and Cruton.
Okay, Cruton.
Yeah, what's obvious is that, and I think Tim mentioned earlier, as far as contracts, I was wishful thinking on my part, naming 3 guys they could get and be in their budget. But then you have 3 guys that are asking for contracts that are at least 5 years, 5 to 7 years. And I don't think the Cardinals want to do that. They're not going to sign 3 pitchers to 5 to 7 year contracts.
No. When some of those guys that we've mentioned before, Waka and Bauer and those types, that they may be asking for longer contracts right now than they're ultimately going to get. Those guys might be more signable a month, 2 months from now than they are in November. So if you're looking to build, 6 or 7 guys for the rotation, or put 1 or 2 of those guys in the pen if you have to, that may come later.
Yeah, Wack, I can't see Bauer, anybody giving him more than 2 years.
No, but when you're Lynn and Gibson and you're the age that they are, you probably know you're just going to get a 1-year deal, and you might be more willing to sign early as they did.
Yeah.
Well, some breaking news from the National League Central, except it's not necessarily from St. Louis. Doug, do you know Matt Cozy?
Matt Cozy of the Cozy family?
That's right. Yeah. It's Cozy Cottage.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. The Chicago Cubs, John Morosi from his Twitter tweets. Update on a Bo Bichette to the Cubs trade scenario. Here's a point to ponder. How would a Bichette to Cubs trade impact the way Ohtani views both of these potential suitors? Matt Cozy is the one John Morosi is citing, and he is writing, I'm hearing the Cubs have talked to the Blue Jays about Bo Bichette, who would then play third for the Cubs. This was first hinted at by a Cubs writer yesterday who I'm not familiar with, Doug. And John Morosi mentioned the Cubs' interest in Bichette last year. Bichette is signed through 2025 and would cost big return. And then Morosi is asking, would that then entice Ohtani to go to Chicago?
I don't think it in the least.
Hey, they got Bichette.
No.
We're going here.
Yeah. Don't you think Ohtani's going to go wherever the hell Ohtani wants to go, regardless of what happens to Bo Bichette?
Well, I suppose it could just be, I want to go where I'm going to make the most money, or it could be, I've played for a team for a few years. It really wasn't competitive. They flirted with it at the deadline this year, and I want to win. So if he's going, I don't know, the Cubs improved, but the Cubs still aren't there, maybe that's the reasoning for it.
Well, it would seem all he's got to do is drive about 30 miles north and play for the Dodgers. We're going to win that division every year. Seems like they do anyway. That's what I'd do if I was him.
They're in division with the National League pennant-winning 6-seed Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I think you could overtake the Diamondbacks.
Okay, why do you hate winning pennants?
Well, I've always hated winning pennants.
In the right city, then.
Oh, Plowsy. We've won more pennants than any team other than the Yankees.
Giants are close, aren't they?
I think so. Won more world championships than any team other than the Yankees. And to win the world championship, obviously you have to win the pennant.
Think about that. Yeah. I didn't see this. This is what I guess somebody was citing. Ben Fredrickson tweeted, Yamamoto undertones are strong today. Doesn't mean they get them, but lots of talking around the fact that they are interested.
Undertones.
You like that?
Who do you think's talking that he heard?
Probably John Mozeliak at the press conference.
Oh, so there were undertones that he was reading into.
Right.
Okay.
What is this soundbite? And he called Martin's question a little silly. John Mozeliak on spending wisely and that free agency is a two-way street, and also tells Martin that his questions are a little silly. Gotta hear this.
I heard him say that a couple times. A silly question.
Is there a puke point, like a number that's too high if somebody's out there? There was always the Gershwin puke point. Is there?
Well, I don't.
Master you guys won't cross.
I mean, look, we still have to be responsible, and I feel like this is always sort of a silly question. Don't be offended, but there. Just because there's a number that we may or may not go over, but there's also is the player's desire to be here. This is a two-way street. It's not just us throwing money at something and hopefully we can resolve it. It's got to be mutual. It has to be someone that feels it's a fit here. I mean, that's why we identified these two players today, because they truly wanted to be a part of the Cardinal organization. There are other players we talked to that were, just looking at what the financial proxy might look like. So I think to try to boil it down into your statement it's just not fair, because that's just not how it really works. And so as the off season continues, more negotiations and more talks will happen, but we'll see where we end up. But we think today is a very good first step, because the biggest thing we needed last year was definitely some innings and depth in that rotation.
But you won't shy away from big ticket.
Well, go back to Derek's point. The reason we structured the deals we have was to give us some flexibility to keep moving on.
There you go, Doug.
I don't think he needed to say financial proxy. He didn't need to say proxy.
This is just a case, because here's the thing. I got to tell you, I agree with what he's saying, but the way he says it, it's just, if there could be somebody in the organization, or the Cardinals could go outside the organization and say, hey, we're having a real issue with our messaging right now because there's a disconnect between our fans. And when Doug Armstrong talks, it's like, oh, I understand what he's saying, and he also doesn't necessarily insult the person asking. I mean, Martin's been in the market for, I don't know, 30 years, I guess, probably, in that ballpark. Maybe 25,
probably,
30.
Probably.
As a sports director and a host of radio shows for all that time. And I know, see, that's the thing. I know Mozeliak well enough to know that he is just being, I don't know what the right word would be, screwing around. But I know a lot of the fans don't know that, and right now isn't the time where most of the fan base is in the mood for him to be screwing around. But you can answer the question without, dismissing someone who's got the juice to ask what I think is a fair question. Because that's what Martin asked, what the fans are thinking, which is, will you be willing to go there? And to me, I've just been monitoring this $57 million they went into the offseason with, and they've now spent 23 of it. Well, there's one spot left in the rotation. I mean, again, that's, counting Matz, Michaelis, Gibson, and Lynn as your rotation. But okay, then that means they are indeed freed up to spend a hell of a lot of money to get somebody. And I continue to read between the lines on this Yamamoto thing. I never thought it, but I could actually love the Cardinal 2023-2024 offseason if that's the direction they go. If they go balls to the wall on Snell and give him some kind of 7-year deal, I will not be a fan of it. Might be a nice short-term thing, but you are going to really be screwing the franchise on the back after this decade for short-term gratification. And I don't think that's what the organization has done. But at the same time, I think the organization is so out of sorts with what has transpired that they might be willing to do something like that. I just hope they don't.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the way they communicate, one of the best I thought was Whitey Herzog, the way he communicated like a common sense old boy approach. Everything made sense. He didn't try to talk over anybody's head or BS anybody. He just came right out with it. And it was very easy to understand where he was, what he was talking about, what the direction of the team was. Of course, that's going way back now. Whitey's in his 90s now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think 92. Yeah, look, you don't have to say that we got these two guys because they want to be here. We talked to other players that were only looking at financials. Well, I guarantee you, Lynn and Gibson, nobody else offered them anything. You were the first person. They said, yeah, if they would have gotten an offer for $2 million more, they'd have went there. So they wanted to come here. The other players were looking for money. Well, they're all looking for money.
No. Well, he is in a position where
Lynn maybe because he pitched here before, but Gibson, I don't think he cared.
You are
St. Louis, I'm going there.
You are in a position there where you just can't come out and say exactly what you're going to do and who you're looking at and how much money you're willing to spend. He can't do that either.
No, you can't. You don't have to go off on Martin for asking a silly question with a silly answer.
Just needs to find a softer way to respond to those questions.
Soft touch. Mm-hmm. Doug, how about Ed Herman yesterday coming in and just spitting knowledge on baseball?
Yeah.
We need to book him for a baseball guest. It's our presenting sponsor here on TMA, and that's Brown and Crouppen.
They'll get you taken care of in baseball, or if you have a personal injury lawsuit, he can do both, as he explained. You never know when a lawsuit might come up where you've been injured by the negligence of someone else. If so, you've got friends at Brown and Crouppen that will take good care of you, one of the largest personal injury firms in the entire Midwest, and they are local. Founded here in 1979, so that's, 44 years. They've been around in the St. Louis area, just built a nice new office down there on the hill. They are staying in the city while many others are bailing out. And you might see a lot of TV commercials from the national guys coming in now telling you they want to help you out. Brown and Crouppen has always been here. They know their way around the local environment. They know the local courts and the other attorneys. They know the judges. These are the guys you want in your corner if you have a case. If you think you may need Brown and Crouppen services, call them at 314-222-2222 or go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure you let them know you heard it here on TMA. And also, remember that they'll give you that free evaluation. They work on a contingency basis. No upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. And they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for the clients. They are the guys you want on your team. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
Glenn Betts Jewelers, welcome to holiday season. Welcome to cuffing season. Welcome to engagement season. Well, the name of the game on this program is supporting the sponsors, and if you are thinking of a holiday gift, if you are thinking of getting engaged, go to Glenn Betts Jewelers and work with Craig and David Betts. They get to know your likes, lifestyle, and who and what you love. Those are the 3 L's. They are online at glennbettsjewelers.com. That's GLENNBETZ, jewelers.com. glennbettsjewelers.com. They're located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester and De Pere. Plenty of parking right behind the building. You walk right up, and now you're talking with friends of the program who I know will take great care of you. In the jewelry business, there is good, there is better, and then there is Betts. The Glenn Betts difference is you are served personally. You're not sold. They develop relationships through generations of your family as well. Really good people. And people we know here on the show, and we recommend you go there if you are looking to do some holiday shopping or you're going to get engaged. It's GlennBettsJewelers.com. GlennBettsJewelers.com. Jackson, why don't you tell the people about your hair?
Yeah, hair's feeling good. Really is. Like where we're going. I looked in the mirror about a year ago, and longer than that, I identified that I'm losing my hair. You know, the hairline's moving back, the crown's getting thinner. Instead of panicking, I went and got a consultation over at St. Louis Hair Restoration. They suggested for me to go on the finasteride, which is just a pill you take every morning. And then they gave me this laser cap, super cool laser cap that you put on your head about 6 minutes a night. That really helps with the regrowth, while the finasteride helps curb the loss. And everything's going in the right direction right now, all because I got a consultation. Now, for Doug, they thought FUE procedure, we can take you right to Tough Town, brother.
Tough Town.
Right, Tough Town.
Doug, it's really coming in. I mean, it really is.
Wisps of Tufts. Yep, I had a poor hairline for not just 1 year, for about 30 years.
Oh, nice.
It's thin, and it never really bothered me too much, but it continued to fall out more over the years. And then you think, well, boy, I guess I'm just never going to have a good hair day again. It's just never going to be what you hope for, but there's something you can do about it. If you've got just a few hours to spend on one day, St. Louis Hair Restoration can get you and your hair looking the way you want it to look. It's that simple. My whole procedure, the FUE procedure, where they transplanted grass from the side and back of my head to the hairline, that took 4 or 5 hours maybe, and you just sit there, and I'm telling you, there was no pain involved at all. I sat there and watched TV, and I ate Chick-fil-A. They gave me a lunch of Chick-fil-A while it was all happening.
Chick-fil-A sauces, Masopins, please.
And now, 4.5 months, 5 months in, about where I am right now, I've got Tufts aplenty.
You do. You really do.
And more to come. I couldn't be happier.
Is your wife going to be upset because you were a heartthrob before, but now you're going to have this hair? They're going to be beating them off with a stick.
It's getting pretty dangerous.
Beating them off.
It's getting pretty dangerous. Yeah. When you live in Tough Town, these are the things you deal with. And I thank Dr. Palinga and the founder of the company, Greg Criley, both patients of their own product. And you will be too. Go online, look at some of the before and after pictures, see all the different options they have available. You'll be impressed. StLouisHairRestoration.com.
There it is. And send your emails in talking about Tough Town here on Skanksgiving, or as Jackson calls it, Blackout Wednesday.
I don't care for that as
I
much.
don't. I hate that. I call it Skanksgiving.
What are you doing for Blackout Friday, Wednesday? Nurse?
I won't even address it as such. I won't.
Then
What are you doing for
Skanksgiving?
There you go. Yeah, I have friends who are like, "Oh, what are you guys doing for Blackout Wednesday?" I'm like, "That's not what it's called. It's called Skanksgiving."
Is that blackout as in I'm going to drink so much I'm going to black out?
Yeah, that's right. That's not what I'll be doing.
A lot of old high school lovers are going to enter each other tonight.
Really?
That is true. Yeah, there will be a lot of entering.
I'm all for that.
Oh.
I got some high school girls I'd still like to bang.
Oh, gosh. Gail Volvo?
Get drunk?
Yeah. I haven't seen her in 50 years.
What if you saw her again?
I wouldn't recognize her.
Jackson, where are you going to go?
Haven't decided yet.
Oh, he wants to keep it a secret.
No, well, there's kind of the problem if you went to Mizzou. Say.
This is interesting. Why? What do we got?
Well, problem.
Doug and I went to Mizzou, so we're gonna have to deal with this today.
I have no problem whatsoever.
No, the problem is the wrong way to frame it. But the situation you're put in is like, I have a group of friends from high school coming in back in town, and then a different group of friends from high school coming back in town. They all want to do something. And I got my friends from college who are coming back in town. They all want to do something. It's like, it's too many people, man. It's like too many people.
That's the price for your popularity. I'm head of the class. I'm popular. Remember that, Doug? Not a Surf?
Yeah.
93?
In Jackson's case, I would imagine the Ledoux friends trump everything else, right?
Yeah,
you
just
got to
'cause
get
of the
back
money.
to the elitist.
Right.
Just go
crowd.
bar hopping. Go to different bars.
There's Iggy.
Right. And I get, but like, if some group is in the CWE and another group's in Soulard, that's not like just a quick hop in the
The
jump.
Mizzou people are in Soulard. The Horton Watkins are in CWE.
Actually, inverse.
Wow.
But I don't even know about CWE, but I know some friends are going to Soulard, some other friends are going to other places, and then there's bars where you like will wait 2 hours to get into.
Like what are those? What, you going to the meatpacking district?
That's what it feels like, except it's a bar that I could get in with no cover on a normal Saturday.
Is that like the Wheelhouse you're talking about?
No, like McGurk's and Molly's. Like
it's 2 hours to get in.
2 years ago at Molly's, I waited for 2 hours to get in.
What the hell are you doing?
That's what I said to myself the entire time I was sitting there. I was like, I'm never doing this again. So I'd rather go to a bar where I can actually have fun and drink and not wait and like legitimately wait in 2 hour lines.
Go get out of your comfort zone. Take everybody down to Main Street in St. Charles. That's a nice little hopping area down there.
Your Ledoux friends will be all over there.
It's too far to drive back if you had 3 or 4
Well, I'm sure they're Ubering. You got the Christmas.
Well, I think $100 to Uber back
I think
home.
the Christmas lights are up now. They got the carolers out there.
What, are you getting commission on this?
No, I just.
That's what you do with the family. You go to Main Street, go to the little stores and say, "Oh, isn't this quaint? This is charming."
No, you're not
It's
waiting
what
2
you do
hours to
with
get
your
in and paying a
boys.
cover charge.
Yeah, there's places I can go in Dogtown and even Soulard that you don't have to wait 2 hours. This is just for like certain bars, but like I'm not doing that. Some places make you buy a ticket first. It's ridiculous.
Ballpark Village is a no-go at your age.
It's not a no-go, but the problem, like, you want to be like, if you go to Soulard, like Iggy said, you can bar hop. If you're at BPV, you can go to patios and you can go to like Midwestern or Tin Roof and Wheelhouse, but it's not the same.
Wash Ave, is that off the books now?
Not the same.
I would agree with that.
Not the same.
Good morning, St. Charles is for the fats. That's from the total package.
I won't be going there. That I can tell you definitively. I said on the podcast.
So, like, if you have a high BMI, you go to Main Street. Is that what you're saying?
I've seen plenty of good-looking people at the Main Street.
Jackson, go to Napoli and bang a 49-year-old divorcee. That's from the Hunchback of On Castle.
Another hard pass.
Just go out to dinner, get a nice table for 15 or 16, however many you got. Just have a nice table, a nice dinner, a couple bottles of wine, some cocktails, and
It's
just
not
talk.
what guys in their 20s are looking to do.
Well,
That's
change.
guys in their 50s and 60s, maybe.
I mean, we might get dinner, but it won't be like a whole thing.
Thanksgiving is a total anal fest.
Oh.
Better be ready, virgin. That's from the Orson Woods Wagon.
I don't know that that's
Is that right?
accurate.
Is Thanksgiving known
Can't
for anal?
possibly be accurate.
Yeah, you want to do it before Thanksgiving, certainly not after. I kind of said on the podcast with Tim, Thanksgiving has kind of turned into New Year's Eve, where it's this, everyone is like really excited for it, and there's like a lot of build up to it, but ultimately it's disappointing every year, and it's just another night.
Yeah, a lot of pressure to have the best time of your life.
Right, exactly. And it's not, it's seldom like that. I'm sure at one point it was.
It was. It absolutely was. But toward the tail end of my career, I noticed I'm kind of like, I could kind of do without this thing.
Right. There's just too many people. And it's like people who hit me up like twice a year, and they're like, oh, we have to see each other. I'm like, really?
Who's that? Is that Herb?
No, I see her much more than twice a year.
Why don't they do this during the Christmas holidays? All these people come in for Christmas, too. You don't call it Skanks Missmas or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Clip that off.
Like, what would
Skanks
be the day on that, though? Because, like Thanksgiving is easy because everyone's in town on Wednesday night.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
There it is.
Before Thanksgiving, like, what would be the day for...
Like the 23rd.
You know, I'm not a...
A lot of people celebrate Christmas Eve as opening presents and that, if you don't have young kids. But the 23rd, everybody's available.
There's 12 Bars of Charity thing. That would be the version of that for Christmas.
Good morning. The recommendation of Main Street St. Charles for Thanksgiving is on the Mount Rushmore of low points in St. Louis radio. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
Well, if you lived out there, it wouldn't be.
Well, maybe get the gloves off. Take a day off of riding your crap. Why don't you get down there? You've never been there. The people have never been to. And look, I'm not a big St. Charles guy. I think it's a bunch of Hoosiers.
Oh, gosh.
But
that ain't going to play well, Doug. That is not going to play well.
But the fact is that, Main Street in Old Town St. Charles is very quaint. It's very nice with some nice bars and restaurants and shops, and it's clean.
Jackson, you're starting to think about it.
Is a punk redneck Hoosier.
There's just no chance in hell I will be going to St. Charles.
Well, I know you won't, but Tom Traven has never been there, and he's calling it for fats and this and that. And
you said it was for Hoosiers.
No, I said St. Charles is mainly Hoosiers.
I drove 40 minutes.
But you have people that aren't in St. Charles going out there, don't live in St. Charles.
I was going to also Washington Park.
Not everybody. And that's a term of endearment. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, to me, the Hoosiers are the way people dress.
It's too far. If you live on the hill like Jackson does, he's not going 30 minutes to go to these bars.
All right. Well.
Unless it was Columbia. If Columbia was 30 minutes away, you'd probably go, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken, but I went to college, so I don't go to St. Charles. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven. Doug, we have class warfare in the EDF group text inbox.
So you went to college to write about gloves? What degree is that?
Viva la Strode!
Hey, I want to write about latex. You got a class for that?
Yeah.
Textiles. My not going to St. Charles is not a reflection on the municipality or the area.
Oh, I know.
It's a county, actually.
It's just too far.
County itself. But yeah, too far, and also,
too old.
I don't want to go. No, it's not about even old.
Those aren't his peeps.
I'm sure they're younger people.
There are young people there.
But not his peeps.
I told my friends, hey, we're going to St. Charles. They'd be like, you're going solo there, Chief.
Oh,
wow, Doug.
They just opened a Napoli's.
How about Napoli in St. Charles tonight?
Wow. Napoli 3. It's a restaurant.
Napoli 3.
It's a restaurant, though.
So is the other Napoli's.
But he's 25. He's not 65. He's not going to a nice restaurant. He's going to a bar and get hammered.
Go to any bar. It's Thanksgiving. Any bar. You'll pick somebody up.
No.
How's Sheila?
Tim, having people over this evening, you and the family are more than welcome to join in on the festivities. There will most likely be more kids than adults, but the kids will be relegated to the basement for the evening, while the adults let loose upstairs. That's from Scott's wrinkled ball sack, but Doug, it's not his wife.
No,
it's not his wife.
No, I didn't.
You can't do things with kids in the house.
What's that, like swap wives?
Yeah.
Probably not. It'd be very awkward if one of them were to come upstairs.
No tribbing. Lauren was talking about this morning. I was listening on my way.
She was in studio with us.
Yeah, but before that, I was on the way and I was listening. They were talking about, she was talking about Thanksgiving and do you bang at other people's houses? Like if you're spending the night at your parents' house or in-laws' house, do you bang? She said no. Said she used to.
Yeah.
Said she used to.
The guy who writes checks for cigarettes and shops at the clearance rack at Fashion Bug is calling us Hoosier. Definition of self-awareness, Doug, that's from Missouri Tiger fan Larry Thornton.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like he's from St. Charles because he said calling us Hoosier.
Well, probably. The shoe fits. But it's mainly, it's not things you do that make you a Hoosier. My basic definition of a Hoosier is the way you dress. And people in St. Charles have a tendency to dress like Hoosiers.
I don't know.
You go to a bowling alley when it's 20 degrees and you got shorts and a T-shirt on and, you're wearing white socks with Fladitas.
Fladitas?
Yeah, 4-stripe Adidas.
Nice.
That you dress like a Hoosier. There's no acting like a Hoosier. So you can say I write checks. It's just easy.
I think you can act like a Hoosier.
I just think the gray and the pink would pop. Yeah, that's not a Hoosier.
Guys, call it what it is. St. Charles is the Hoosier Mecca. The world would be a better place if we closed off the border on the Missouri River and kept those Hoosiers out of here. Doug, that's from Mr. Licks. Are they talking about setting up a border?
I just don't think that's fair at all.
No, they're great people. It just has to do with... I used to date a girl who lived in Festus. She was a Hoosier.
Oh.
Why? Because it'd be middle of July. She'd come over to the house. She's got on a fake fur coat with boots up to her knees and acid wash jeans. It's July.
Oh.
But that's what I wear in
but
Festus.
You can't blame the city for that.
She's a Hoosier.
Good morning. People who don't own any property should not have an opinion on what is Hoosier. Thank you. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
What does it matter what you own? I'm a Hoosier because I live in a hovel.
Now, is it St. Charles? Is it St. Charles City or is it the whole county that we're
Yeah,
painting.
what
with
is
this
your
brush.
position on this?
There's some gorgeous homes in Lake St. Louis, and
Well, you're going a little too far there. Lake St. Louis. It's
That's
part of
still
St. Charles County. I'm talking about St. Charles proper.
well, Fallon's got
Like
some
94, First Capitol Drive, you know, St. Andrews Apartments, things like that. You
Well, there's
see people on those golf courses wearing jeans.
You can find an awful lot of Hoosier in St. Louis County as well.
Sure you
if
can.
You're going by that.
Sure you can.
An awful lot.
I mean, I see people that play Normandy. They're Hoosiers because of the way they dress. They're on the golf course with jeans on
Denim
and
golf.
tennis shoes and Metallica T-shirts playing golf. That's a Hoosier.
Oh, is it?
Doesn't the pot roast wear wool button-ups in July? Hoosier. That's from Colts beat writer and columnist Brian
Well,
Hench.
they're not wool, and I wear them in here because it's 25 degrees in the studio usually in the summer. You don't see me out on the golf course in 85-degree weather wearing quarter zips.
What are you talking about, Licks? If the Golden Eagle Ferry closed, you would never get back and forth from your mud hut in Illinois.
Oh.
So the horse and why he lives in a mud hut in Illinois.
Sounds like it.
I'll take
Do
it.
you know we have the best fans in baseball in St. Louis?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
It is. Doug Caller Buzz, who I think you might have banned from the show, wants to talk it over.
All right.
He also
Better
gets
be careful.
fingered.
Yeah.
Good morning, Buzz.
What's up, boys? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Well,
Thanksgiving to you and yours. You're going to be digitally penetrated by your wife this evening?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, maybe we, oh, Doug, this is for you. One of my son's toys plays glowworm every time you press
That right?
the button,
Oh,
and
nice.
It's delightful.
it's a nice gift. I bet you enjoy it.
Well, yeah, but we also found he has like a little fake Roku remote. It's kind of cute, but it vibrates, so me and the wife use it in bed.
Okay. It's enough.
Yeah, two birds. One
But
stone.
now it's in the it's in the butt drawer. It's not
That's
his anymore.
enough.
You guys actually have a drawer that's called the butt drawer?
That's what we call it. It's kind of like a junk drawer, but it just has like lube and butt stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Iggy, I don't mind.
I have to
listening
apologize, Buzz. You must not be watching the program. Ken has excused himself. So
He's standing right behind me.
what is that about?
Is
Is he
he
feeling
going to
you
cut
up?
the lines?
Why is he in there?
I'm doing his time card.
Oh, gosh.
Doug, is that Hoosier?
Not that everything revolves around him or anything.
He just got up and left so Jackson could do his time card. Hey,
Well, I
that's
think
brilliant.
I have to
We're on
figure
the
out a
air.
perfect time with this guy on the air.
Oh, Buzz, you just took some
Hey.
shrapnel.
Well, I want Iggy to apologize to my friend for berating him
I didn't berate
at
him.
trivia night.
I just told him to get away from me.
Oh, what happened?
My friend was passionate about putting a phone in my butt, and Iggy berated him.
I didn't berate him.
Your friend has put his phone in your ass?
My phone in my ass.
Why?
I passed out, and so he stuck just like the tip of it in my butt, and then he like called it, and I couldn't find it, and it was pretty funny. And Iggy didn't believe the story, so my friend went up to him at trivia night to tell him the truth.
Yeah, three
And he
times.
berated-
3 times he came up to tell me, drunk on his ass. Very obnoxious.
Oh,
Iggy, was the girl that you thought was really hot at trivia wearing like a black and gold diamond sweater?
I don't remember.
No, that was my friend. I could hook you guys up, maybe.
Oh. He had a single friend there?
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
She's the Finger Queen's friend.
Does she like ass play as well?
Oh.
I haven't talked to her about it. That'd be pretty inappropriate if I did, but
We'll have her call in and we'll tend to it. Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
wanna get to the
Jackson
thing-
is done with Iggy's time card. He just entered the
Thanks,
Michelob
buddy.
Ultra Studios, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates, and also the place where you get your time card worked on by your 25-year-old coworker. Doug, that's what goes on in here.
Right, during the
And-
show.
There's grown men that were smelling my fingers at trivia night.
There were not. There were not
Yes, they-
grown men doing that.
They found out I was color buzzed, so they were snipping my fingers. That did happen.
So you don't wash your hands? You just walk around with stink on your hands from your butt?
I didn't. I didn't say that. They just wanted to see if there was any remnants.
Were there remnants?
I don't know. They didn't say. They seemed pretty drunk and they were just snipping me. But Iggy, the St. Charles play tonight is not a bad play. It's just Ubers are so expensive that would be an issue.
Gosh, I bet Uber
getting-
will be out of sight on Skanksgiving night at
It's brutal.
1 or 2 in the morning. It costs you $150 to get home.
Yeah, it cost me $80 to get home from McGurk's.
I'm available if anybody's out there.
You're going to be driving around.
Well, if you're out of Ubers,
See you, ladies.
just call me and I'll come pick you up.
So you'd come pick me up from Soulard and take me back to the hill?
Yeah, I mean, I'll charge, but
1 a.m. What's the price?
how many people?
Say 3.
Ooh, MMF.
$50.
Got to be careful. In Chicago a little while ago, they had those guys who were faking as Uber drivers and picking up drunk people and murdering them.
Well, I think Jackson knows I'm not going to murder him, so he's safe. It wasn't
But
that funny.
Jackson, you could go to Main Street and do a couple pickle shots and bang a big, and then with little effort. So it's not a bad
I like that, Doug.
You're kind of big yourself, aren't you?
Hey.
Well, what are your stats, Buzz?
I'm 6'2", 240.
That's big. You're a big
That's
gentleman.
a linebacker, buddy.
Well, if you're in shape.
I'll put something in you and shape it.
Okay, pot him down. Okay, pot him down. Cut his mic.
Another great call by Buzz.
Oh.
Boy, Buzz not very popular in that EDF group.
Gosh.
Invites.
Well, he's just not funny anymore.
Tim, please tell Buzz to get off the phone and to deliver my Chick-fil-A. He effing blows. That's from Stan, the caddy. Let's see. Not being able to complete your own time card as a 60-something is the epitome of Hoosier.
Yeah, why do you care?
Didn't think it was possible, but another low point for the program. Jesus, get this mother effer off the air. That's from the Chesterfield trash man.
Yeah.
This guy's really this desperate, calling in to tell us he had a phone antenna stuck in his ass. That's from Herb Zong. Tim, please take this nerd off the air. That's from Painter Guy. Buzz tries too hard, make stuff up, cut him off. That's from the 314. And for the love of God, the guy that went to a grade school trivia night wearing a trash bag is somehow the gatekeeper of what's Hoosier. That's from the 636. So there we go. It's all happening.
Wait a minute, I went to a grade school trivia night wearing a trash bag?
They're making fun of your black coat.
Where was a grade school trivia?
We had one 10 days ago at St. Gabriel's.
Well, it was a TMA trivia. It wasn't grade school trivia.
Was that a grade school?
Well, get your facts straight. I thought I went to a St. Mary Magdalene trivia night wearing a bag.
Then you went to trivia at St. Gabe's wearing a coat.
Well, couldn't you say that?
Doug, where is Henry Fonda? He's in the woods somewhere.
Couldn't you say that? Well, the fact that my trash bag costs more than anything in your closet.
Oh, flex. How much did you pay for the bag?
Well, it's not what I paid. It's what it's worth.
I mean, it's quite obvious at this point. Someone is being lied to.
What is that trash bag worth?
What a line. It's not what it costs. It's what it's worth.
The original cost was $280.
Yeah.
It was on sale.
Bro, what'd you get it for?
No, I'm not going to say what I paid for.
What'd you get it for?
It was originally $280.
You picked it up at Macy's.
So show me a winter coat in your closet that costs more than that.
Doug, do
you can
that.
make fun of my trash bags.
You can't get a winter coat under $300 these days.
I agree.
Yeah.
Go to the North Face and try to get out.
Yeah, the one I wore yesterday was $320 on sale. Originally $320 on sale.
Speaking of Hoosiers, Edna, Beatrice, and Thelma will be slutting around the soup bar this afternoon for Sharkle House's Thanksgiving blood pressure and varicose vein awareness dance.
Yeah, I better go. I better check in on that.
As you know, their husbands passed away in the mid-'90s, and they've just been passing around their sloppy joes to every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a BOGO coupon and a Lincoln Town car. Thanks. That's from Sharkle House Management, the Napoli of old-person cafeteria eateries and urgent care facilities.
It's older people, but it's great food. It's great dinner. Great steak.
The older folks know where the food is, that's for sure.
I mean, it's expensive, but I would eat there on a holiday.
Speaking of bars, and someone said Chesterfield a moment ago. Where do you go if you live in Chesterfield? I mean, downtown's too far to go.
Jackson, where do your friends in Chesterfield go?
I have a couple of friends in Chesterfield. Harpo's, where we had our year-end awards.
We had a nice pony there.
Yep, Chesterfield. You can go. You can hit there. They Four Hands opened up something in Chesterfield. They got a couple really cool stuff. I mean, Top Golf is always popping.
Really? People go there just to hang out?
I mean, they take a bay, but Harpo's in Chesterfield is a big one.
Are the Mulligans down that way?
I hear they have great wings. I haven't been.
I don't know. You would think with all that's going on in Chesterfield right now, with all those, even the concert venues that have opened up, you'd think there'd be some big, huge happening bar right in the middle of all
I
that.
think so. Don't they have a huge center there in Chesterfield?
A huge center?
Yeah, it's got a bunch of shops and
Well, yeah.
Kinda like
They've got
Westport
like the
Plaza.
longest strip mall in the country is right there in the
nice.
valley.
Let Otani know that. Hey, Wacko, have fun being adjacent to Manchester this Thanksgiving in your boy bunker. I'll be in my man cave in the 124 enjoying a nice glass of Screaming Eagle. That's from Mr. Licks. Doug, what did I just read?
I don't know, 124, is that Orson Woods?
I think so. I think it's Ledoux. Jackson, is
Oh,
that
is it?
Ledoux?
It's expensive.
What's the code?
63124.
Oh, yeah, like of course. If you don't know, don't even come here.
That's not. I didn't grow up in that zip code.
Well, what was your zip code?
63132.
You grew up in Olivet, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Doug, the new forehands is the Bees. That's from the Lake St. Louis Island Boy. I had those Mulligan's wings last night. They were delicious as we watched two divorcees engage in lesbianism at the bar. That's from Hedonism Chuck?
I don't know.
Can Hedonism Chuck, can we move him to the front of the line on the phone lines? Yep, 636-9004.
Where's
TMA.
Forehands, if that's the bee's knees? Where's that?
Jackson?
Right by Topgolf. Like right on that same side of the street.
That's fairly new, isn't it?
Brand new.
Forehands Brewery, you said?
Yeah, but they have, it's like a bar thing.
Okay.
Did this old dude say at the beginning of the hour that he may talk too much and he wasn't going to talk as much today? Somehow he has done the opposite and talked more, which I didn't think was possible. Doug, that's Nathan from the east side of Alton. He's not happy. He rarely is, though.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do to make you happy, so I don't really care what you think.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, come on.
I don't know. Licks, you want to be nice and give me a bottle of Screaming Eagle.
More in Mulligan's wings are fire, and the swinging clientele is top notch. That's from Dover Soul. Wow, we might have stumbled onto something
Is
here.
that right?
Great wings
Yeah.
and sapphic play at the bar from the divorcees.
I don't know about that. That place in Westport is a happening place, too, right? Social?
Westport Social. Yeah, if you live in Chesterfield.
Yeah.
You go there, Jackson?
I always have Herb, actually, always wants to go there.
It must be a place for size queens, then.
Well, you would think.
Is there games there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like Ballpark Village has something similar with their sports and social thing.
Kind of like Dave and Buster's?
No, not those kind of games.
Skee ball season.
Like you can shoot baskets, and I think you can play bocce and that kind of thing.
Cornhole.
Yeah.
Mark
there's
Baker
also-
says Helen Fitzgerald's is the spot in the YouTube chat. Doug, you always see a lot of parking available when you drive.
No, I live I could walk to Helen Fitzgerald's.
Always packed.
It's
man.
crowded 365 nights a year.
Give me some of that wingy sauce if you don't mind. And your crinkle cuts, please.
It is always packed. They have really got something going there.
Guess we can go there today.
Yeah. Brett Seiberg is a great guy. Know him well. He's really knocked it out of the park with that place.
Great wingy.
Mm-hmm.
Know that.
I can guarantee you it'll be packed out tonight.
Oh, God. Is it every night?
Yeah, but
Tonight even more so.
Right.
Yeah.
Licks, it must be nice knowing after you finish catering Thanksgiving for the members at Glen Echo, they give you the dark meat scraps for you to enjoy with the 19 dudes living in the apartment next to Iggy.
Oh.
He's catering at Glen Echo? This guy's all over the place. So he lives in a mud hut in Illinois and then
Yeah.
drives over on a ferry.
Well,
to
you get
cater.
work wherever you can.
More wine, Mr. Worthwine?
Did you ever have to-
wines are up at Glen Echo now?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Did you ever have to say that when you worked at St. Louis Country Club? More wine, Mr. Worthwine?
No, I was more the maitre d'. I didn't really do
Oh, you were the big cheese.
I didn't do the pouring. I just
should have known.
let the bus boys and bus girls do
Yeah,
it.
I should have known.
I would let Jeff Lotman handle your real estate and go to JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, that's JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Jeff Lotman, Compass St. Louis. It's a luxury brand, Doug, but it's not about a price point. It's about an experience. And he has been doing it in St. Louis for 22 years? 22 years? Yes. $500 million in sales? Yes. Featured in the Wall Street Journal? Yes. So if you're looking to buy a home or sell your home, work with somebody who's been doing it successfully for close to a quarter century in St. Louis, and that's Jeff Lotman of Compass St. Louis. Here is his website, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, Jeff Lotman. Compass Realty, St. Louis. Yeah, good people. Also, send your emails in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. It's Design Air, the sponsor of our email of the day. Online at DesignAirService.com. Let me take a look at this forecast tomorrow for Thanksgiving because it looks like it might not be bad, but I don't know if it's changed since I looked at it yesterday.
I think it's a little better than days
High
we've had here.
55.
Yeah.
Sunny and high 55. How do you do?
Like the best day we're going to have for a week or so.
Maybe until, maybe a rogue day over the next few months, but 55 and sunny, I'll take that. For Thanksgiving, got some highs in the low 40s and upper 30s coming up. But either way, it's going to be cold. Get the furnace tuned up with Seth Goldcamp and his wonderful staff at Design Air Heating and Cooling. Seth's a first-class guy. His staff does a wonderful job. Doug and I are clients. And that's why we say Design Air is the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Online at designairservice.com. Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Jeremy Rutherford at 9:05 taking your two-part questions. That's presented to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. And then Jackson and I head down the hallway at 10 o'clock, and we're going to deal with it. Jackson, what do we have coming up on today's edition of the Mungenast Burkhardt Alton Toyota Balloon Party?
It's a special holiday version of Balloon Party.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
Which will feature a White Birth Wednesday.
So you got absolutely nothing today.
No. I imagine today's show as a big Thanksgiving turkey, and the listeners are the stuffing. And they're just going to fill up our cavity with topics and opinions.
Okay.
Yeah, fill up our cavities with topics and opinions.
It does have a holiday feel to it.
Yeah, now that you kind of define it, I agree with you. We might have some major news in the world of golf, and I'll have that for you on the other side of the break. That is coming up next here on TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios as we close out this Mungenast St. Louis Acura, Mungenast Burkhardt Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lutman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflutman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of Rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Hi, this is Doug Vaughn for Sound Story, the perfect gift for the holiday season. I've been hosting Sound Story interviews for the last couple of years, and I've enjoyed the chance to talk with so many people and hear their life stories. And with the holidays approaching, you can get your mom, dad, or grandparents a gift they'll love with just a couple of clicks at mysoundstory.com. With this week being Black Friday week, Sound Story is giving 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which you or one of your loved ones is interviewed by your choice of one of our professional interviewers, including Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett, KG in O-Town, or me. Go to soundstory.com for more information and enter promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Purchase your loved one's gift certificate today. Schedule your Sound Story later. Again, that's mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
Okay.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobiggs.com.
The Brown & Crouppen Morning After will be hosting the End of the Year Awards to celebrate TMA fans December 14th at Hot Shots in Webster. Best Texter, Best Caller, Best Emailer, or Listener of the Year, or maybe Best Cuck Story of the Year, or Most Perverted Fake Story of the Year, or whatever else we can come up with. Who should win? Who will win? Who gives a crap? Bring a new unwrapped toy for Annie's Hope on behalf of Jay Randolph Jr., and you'll get in for free. The End of the Year Awards. Brought to you by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Alton Toyota. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Now,
It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After.
on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This is a Sick Weed Wednesday. Welcome back to TMA. It's presented to you by Michelob Ultra Studios, Brown & Crouppen, title sponsor, and my name is Tim McKernan, and it's unbelievable.
That's your name?
I don't know. I had nothing there. I stumbled over the presenting sponsor, and then I just started saying stuff. And I still don't know what's going on.
But it was still fantastic.
I guess just because it's my voice.
Yeah.
So
Dad will give you a raise, probably.
He's talking about it. I haven't had one in 2 weeks.
Right. Overdue.
Thank you. Thank you for saying.
Take the money from someone else, I think.
Yeah, I don't care who he fires.
Yeah.
Has to go to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, it's TMA, and it's presented by Brown & Crouppen, and the whole studio's here. Iggy's back a little early. Too cold out there, or what?
No, I'm just trying to get back on time.
Oh, wow. How about that, Doug? Turning over a new leaf.
I go to the bathroom before the end of the segment, so I don't have to go to the bathroom and smoke. I got to do one thing.
Well, you don't have to smoke. You have to go to the bathroom when that hits, but you don't have to smoke.
How about if I do the opposite?
What?
Excuse me, I'm putting out a cigarette here.
I smoke, but I don't go to the bathroom.
Well, I'm just saying,
It's where it depends.
we have bodily functions that have to be tended to, but
I can wear diapers.
a person doesn't have to smoke cigarettes.
Well, I think if you even if you get old and you wear like Depends in a diaper, do you really just like pee?
Think about that.
Or is it just for dribbles?
Probably.
I mean, do you just sit
dribbles.
like I could wear Depends and sit here and just pee and it wouldn't go anywhere?
Ooh.
Nothing can absorb First of all, you that don't much. have a mom because
Yeah,
you're
they
not
do.
married, so your kids don't have that mom that you're dating. Another
They
question.
do
to ponder.
absorb that much. That's like, they have like astronaut underwear. Remember
Really?
that
So I
story?
got to sit here and pee and it wouldn't go like
You could, yeah.
drip down my leg and.
That's correct.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll start doing that.
They have the same thing for babies.
Yeah, but babies don't pee like adults.
Yes, they do.
Not that much.
They pee plenty.
Yeah, but not. That asparagus broth is unbelievable. Dodo. Come over, I'll spray you with some.
No.
That's a nice
Filthy
exchange.
boy slut.
No, a baby wouldn't pee as much as caller Buzz, who weighs 6'2", 240. He's going to pee a little more, but a baby will pee plenty.
I may do a cooking show tonight. Lauren asked me to do a cooking show in the kitchen. I may do it tonight.
Are you going to make a turkey?
No, scallops.
Yeah, what will we cook?
Scallops.
Scallops tonight.
Yeah, Thanksgiving scallops.
Well, why would I do a turkey? Here it is. Throw it in
Because
the
it's
oven. I'll see you in
Thanksgiving.
4 hours.
This guy's still effing talking! That's from the pig of the coal mines.
Yeah, I am. What are you looking for? Truffles?
No,
I like
truffles.
cookies.
Are truffles just mushrooms? Is that what a truffle is?
Yeah. Expensive.
This is a gross conversation. I'm eating breakfast right now.
Yeah.
Cut his mic! It's from the 314.
Cuddy's. The word is Cuddy's. It's one word. It's Cuddy's mic.
Yeah, how do you cut it? Turn it off.
Yeah.
Can't cut it. No, Brian from Fabulous Fish Co. called me yesterday.
Okay, let's get back to this.
He said he haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, where are you?
And I said, I stopped doing the show, but I said, give me some scallops tomorrow. I'll do a show maybe.
Did you notice a decrease in revenue this quarter?
Yeah, he did. A lot of people go pick up fish from there now. It works, people. You're listening?
Well, don't scold the people for not going to Fabulous Fish Co.
I'm not scolding anybody. But I haven't done it in a while. Maybe just for a Thanksgiving treat, I'll do some scallops and linguine tonight, maybe.
No one's having scallops and linguine for Thanksgiving.
Well, it's not Thanksgiving. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Are you going to eat turkey tonight?
Yes.
Tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're having 2 Thanksgivings.
Oh, okay. Well, this is for
It's
the
a
people
brag.
that
It's
isn't
a humble
celebrating
brag.
Thanksgiving tonight.
There's plenty of turkey for
And maybe
2.
I won't do it. I don't know.
Okay.
You could put that Cyberg's wingy sauce on my brother's Harrier hole, and I wouldn't leave it drop behind. That's from the Shrewsbury Seed Sniffers.
Gosh.
Is that incest?
This is a hijacking, and it's 1 out of 10. He gets 1 point out of sympathy because I don't want to hear about somebody light me on fire. This is unbearable. That's from Brian Henshin.
No.
Who the Colts got this weekend?
I don't know. Some team that's really hungry for a W.
I'll go Texans. I'll just throw it out there. Hell,
Bucks. Buccaneers.
Oh, that's always a fun matchup when those two get together.
At Lucas Oil.
Happy birthday, Mark Hanna.
Yeah, sponsor Jeremy Rutherford, who joins us with 2-part questions in about a half hour. We have Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day in about an hour and 10 minutes. And Doug is eating naturals on behalf of his dog.
Well, I won't eat them, but they look good enough, too. Here, I'll hold one up on...
Take a look at that.
Doesn't that look like something you might
Yeah,
want to
I
chew
would agree
into?
with you.
Yeah, Dora loves them. Every dog, Elway, John Vaughn's dog, he loved it too. I've introduced this to 2 dogs. They are both huge fans of naturals, and your dog will be too. I don't know why they wouldn't be. It's great stuff.
Duet.
They got great flavors with like real peanut butter, chicken, and pumpkin. Your dog will be begging for more of these. They have discounted variety packs also available so your pup can enjoy all flavors delivered right to your door. This is a locally owned family business founded by 2 dedicated TMA listeners, one of whom used to babysit Jackson. I don't know that that's where he got the idea to start this company of dog treats, but wherever he got it, it's working, and it's working big time because they have great stuff. I'm telling you, your dog is really going to love this. And here's a treat for our listeners. You use the code TMA at naturals.com for an exclusive 15% off. That's the code TMA plus free shipping on orders of $30 or more. That's naturals.com. I will spell naturals for you.
Do it!
GNAWTURALS.com. Support the sponsors, local guys, show listeners. They want to help your dog have a fabulous holiday season. Outrageously tasty, easily digested. It's delicious by nature. It's naturals.
There it is. New sponsor here on TMA. I read Dot Nelson, Doug. It sounds like somebody you would know. Dot Nelson just posted this on James Carlton's Google Reviews, where there are now 341 5-star reviews. And Dot Nelson wrote, "This is the best insurance agent / agency I've ever known." Yeah, James Carlton, carltoninsurance.net. Everyone in the office is friendly. When you enter the office, you are greeted with a friendly smile and are offered refreshments. This agent / agency takes personal interest in me. My agent explains to me what I'm paying for and what benefits I am receiving. This agent does not pressure me into adding on additional coverages, but instead allows me to make informed decisions. I get excellent rates, and I'm very happy with this agent. I highly recommend this agent. Dot Nelson has spoken. How about that?
Thanks, Dottie. You guys leave reviews when you go to a business? How often do you do that?
If they ask, I sometimes do.
Yeah.
You get them now
all the time.
Oh, is that right, Plog?
Yeah, and Madison, if you do it once, then you get them from everywhere you go, right? Once you leave a review for somebody like in Yelp or something.
Correct, yeah.
Everybody sends you one now.
It's good to help small businesses. We typically do it on like vacations, you know, places to eat and things to do, so.
That's now become an insult. If you get bad service somewhere, you walk out saying, "I'm going to leave a 2-star review." I don't know if that hits them right where they live or not.
Oh, I mean, like when Portnoy called out one of like the pizza business. It depends on like if it went viral and then your followers go once. So it all depends on how many you do, I would think.
Yeah, I don't agree with those because some you may have a beef with a certain person in that place and you leave a bad review just because you don't like that person. Even though the food was probably good, service is good, but that's some person in there you don't like. So I'm going to screw these people and giving them a bad review. Then you have your friends do the same thing.
The only time I really check it is when I'm buying something online just to see if it's a fraud or not. But then I'm not sure you trust the reviews either because they can fake those as well.
Yeah, when I bought that patio furniture for $49.95, there was like 1,000 reviews.
Good reviews.
Took a while to set up, but the best furniture I ever had. Oh, the price is unbelievable. Look at it, looks great. So, and then I got a watch. I guess they took the time to make up all the reviews, too.
They sure did. They went deep.
You got a plastic watch.
For patio furniture.
Somebody said they got a pair of socks.
Oh, so they diversified.
They just sent you anything.
Why bother to send you anything? If it's a complete ripoff, why even bother with that?
I guess they say, well, we sent you something. I got my money back, and I still got the watch.
Why are people so mean?
I don't know. And then I'm an idiot for doing it.
Well, you like to think you can trust people.
I do. I'm a very trustworthy person, and sometimes it bites me in the ass, but...
You're pissing me off right now!
I deep teased this. Doug, do you follow Lou Stagner on Twitter?
Lou Stool?
No. Lou Stagner.
No.
He is he's a great golf data guy, and then Nuclear Golf. You follow Nuclear Golf on Twitter?
I do follow them.
Okay. They say a rumor that is picking up steam. World number 3 Jon Rahm is reportedly in negotiations with Live Golf to join the league. Bunkered Online reports that while nothing's imminent, he is closer to a move than he had been before. However, before doing so, the Spaniard may be seeking a change to the league's format. Last night, Live Golf made news with Pat Perez deciding to re-sign with the Four Aces, and people were kind of surprised by that. But
that's one of the teams? It's one of the Live teams?
Yikes. Nice show prep pass.
Surprised that they offered him to sign? Or
Doug, were they surprised that they offered
I don't even know what the Four Aces are.
Because
that was a band.
He had one top 10 last year, and the rest of his finishes were in the 30s.
Okay.
He knows his stuff.
I follow Liv, but I don't know what the surprise is. Surprised that he said, yes, I'll sign with you, or surprised that they actually asked him back?
I don't know how many options he had to be fully transparent.
Well, he didn't. If they didn't sign him, he's probably going to be relegated out of Liv.
But if Jon Rahm goes to Live, and I mean, remember that urgent I wasn't even a press conference, it was just Jay Monahan and Yasser Al-Rumayyan just popping up on CNBC out of nowhere about this partnership. The deadline for that to get worked out is December 31st.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
So Rory McIlroy left the PGA Rules Committee. Jordan Spieth is replacing him. I missed. Doug, I'll parlay this. Cardinals and Yamamoto, because I probably get 15-1 on that.
Mm-hmm.
And all hell breaking loose still with Liv and the PGA Tour. If I don't know what kind of odds I get on that. That might be a chalk play. That's what I'll parlay for you if you're interested in a Thanksgiving parlay. And the hell, maybe the Dolphins over on Friday. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there.
Maybe. I don't blame any of them for going and make as much money as they want, much money as they can.
Yeah, but what about the integrity of the PGA Tour?
Oh, could care less. Could care less about that.
Victims of 9/11 families to try to keep the Liv Golf. Okay.
Well, I think Liv has already shown their muscle, because I think part of that deal was they can put the kibosh on any sponsor that wants to come into the PGA Tour, and they had a sponsor, pretty big one, I forgot the name, but it was a pretty big sponsor, and they turned them down. So that's Liv saying we don't want them.
Okay.
I have been on Liv since day one. It's a better product. What you guys should have been reading about is what Phil retweeted a few weeks ago. Sup, Daddy Yasser. That's from Mr. Licks.
Well, it's not a better product. I enjoy watching it, but it's not a better product. Well, let's put our golf where our mouths are.
Let's do that. Oh.
Yeah, the John Rahm thing has been out there for a while. I think even like 2 months ago, Brandel Chambly did an interview with Golf Week, and he said, I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm leaning toward John Rahm is going to sign with Liv. And I know we've condemned some people like Pat Perez has said these guys are just in it for the money, then he takes it for the money. John Rahm is going to get roasted for the things he said before, like how much money do you need to live? I got enough money to live for 3 lifetimes for me and my kids and my kids' kids. So he said all these things about money. I'm not going anywhere. So if he goes, he's the biggest hypocrite of them all.
Oh.
I don't blame him for going.
Well, they're all in it for the money.
Yeah, but you can't come out and say that for a couple of years and then all of a sudden then you go.
Everybody who goes to work is generally in it for the money, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know why we look at
Not me.
athletes as any different than, trying to set your family up.
Yeah.
Nice job, Look. Very honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like they're not making millions in the PGA, but the PGA seems like it's kind of falling apart slowly with how aggressive they were with Liv. So,
Well, if he does have a say-so and they change some rules on the Live Tour, then he'll fall back on that. Well, I wasn't going to play with them for what they had, but with these changes now, it's a different story. That's why I'm going. He'll use that.
All right. And that will upset you?
No, they can go play where they want. I mean, it doesn't matter. I was talking to Plowsy at the break. I mean, with the elevated tours, I guess that's what they're calling it, the elevated events.
This is what you talked about during the break, was the elevated tour events?
Yeah, well, we were talking about Rahm, and I said with the elevated tour events and the 4 majors and the players and the FedEx, I mean, that's all they're going to play. So all these that's like 14 tournaments. So all these other PGA tournaments throughout the year, I mean, you're going to have, guys ranked from 50 to 200 playing in it.
Okay.
It's making them all like nobody's going to watch, nobody's going to play. I don't know why anybody would sponsor these other
maybe
events.
they'll create new stars.
Flushing at Golf on the Twitter tweets, which has 45,000 followers, because I judge a man by his followers.
You should, yeah.
John Rahm is in late-stage talks to join Liv Golf, and it is believed the holdup is not financial, but is due to him wishing to modify the format of the league. Any changes would need the approval of all team captains as well as the league themselves. This is making negotiations difficult, but they are intensifying. John won 4 times this year, including the Masters, and would be a huge asset for Liv. It is understood that if a deal is reached, he would join Sergio Garcia. And Doug, how do you pronounce this? Eugenio Chacarra?
Probably Eugenio.
On the Fireballs, with David Yasiel the Boy Puig taking the 4th spot to make an all-Spanish team.
Yasiel the Boy Puig. No, I've not heard of him.
They had another Spaniard on that team last year. I guess he's getting kicked off.
Whatever happened to Yasiel Puig?
He's going to join us on Balloon Party today.
Okay.
Yeah, some
He's usually at
problems.
Delany's.
Yeah, he had some issues. Yeah. He had some talent.
Played with the Indians?
Please apologize.
When he went to Reds, too?
Guardians.
Is that offensive, Red? Maroonish? He played for the Pinkish.
Patty Maroon. Wild. Flushing at Golf also says it's important to stress that this is not a done deal yet, and Liv is officially denying it. But from exhaustive conversations with various sources, it's believed there are other top players in negotiations too For added context, this rumor has been floating for a while now, and it exploded at the DP World Tour Championship. Spanish media 10 Golf, who had a blog with John this week, first reported the rumor yesterday. And Doug, is it Matthias from Handicap 54?
I don't know.
Translated it shortly after. I recommend checking their feeds for further reading. There you go.
So basically, it's just one Twitter account and one site just all sharing the same stuff they heard from another site. They're not my sources. You read something else that said they're negotiations.
That
So
was
you
a
post
source.
something.
That was a source, the other website.
I'm hearing their negotiations. Well, you and 90,000 other people posted the same thing yesterday.
Don't get mad.
I'm tired of people acting like they know everything going on in golf. Like a sources said he's negotiating. Well, 7 other people said the same thing.
Oh. Well, I just imagine if Liv is offering tens of millions of dollars guaranteed to some of these players, more of them are going to go. Whether they're going to worry about what some sports writer thinks about it or what some of the other players think about it.
Rahm's case is
Hell
going
no.
to be hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right. They'll just take it and go, and then go play golf and pocket their hundreds of millions of dollars.
I don't blame
Who wouldn't
them.
do that?
Yeah.
Mr. Licks is the type of guy to have to ask his wife to buy him the new Vineyard Vines tech vest he wants so he can look old money in front of his new broke crypto buddies. Then he hugs his wife from behind while she puts her credit card number into the website. Then he scurries back to the kitchen to clean up her dishes so he stays in her good graces. Thanks. That's from Fancy Cat Outside. Rozell's wearing lizard skin church shoes.
Church shoes. What's happened to the crypto movement? Is that still a big thing? I haven't heard much about it in recent months.
Plowhawk, is your portfolio?
I don't know anything about it.
Oh. Remember, that was going to take over the world there for a while. And now it's just kind of seems like it's on the back burner again.
I don't know. Aren't there people that pay in crypto?
Who? Who pays in crypto? You know anybody who pays in crypto?
I don't know. I just thought I heard people, the deal was $100,000 in cash and cryptocurrency.
I just think it's too hard to understand for the average person. It's too much.
Well,
too
it's not
complicated.
real. You can't hold it in your hand. It's not like a dollar bill. It's like it's $20,000 in crypto. What is crypto? Where is it? Just transfer it. Where is it? Have
And
you ever seen it?
there's people mining it.
You ever seen a crypto?
I'm about to get paid in the Escalade.
Breaking news. Bob Tway just signed an extension with the WEF Digits. He signed his contract on the dashboard of his Chrysler Town & Country while sucking on Sandy Lyle's finger.
I don't
That's
know.
from Dogtown Astro.
You better check that report. Is that a new report?
Poor Bob Tway.
Right?
He turned gay on the show.
Good morning. If you still write checks to pay for cigarettes, you should not be discussing cryptocurrency. That's from Mud Puppy.
I agree. I'm not discussing it. I'm asking what it is.
Let's get to the important stuff. Jackson, the wife wants to try to pull a 30-something's female for the less popular MFF. Where should we go? That's from Cuck Knobloch. And Doug, that is breaking news.
It
It just
sure
came
is.
across the EDF group text inbox. Sweet mother of mercy. Cuck Knobloch needs to call in. We need to move him ahead of Big Ol' Fan, who's on hold. Jackson, what's your recommendation?
I think we're in Seward, really.
You think that's it? That's where the curious Sapphos exists?
Well, I don't know about any concentrated Sapphos, but I could tell you that that's where a lot of 30-somethings, late 20s, early 30-somethings
Swingers?
folks would be.
Unicorns?
Huh?
Well, he's asking where he can go to pull one.
Right.
Tribbing is tribbing.
I'm not like the group sex liaison, to be frank with you.
But you're the one out there in the playing field.
Right, but all I can identify is like the age range of the women who are out. I don't know if they're unicorns or swingers or hot wives or any of the other myriad of terms.
Did lesbians really scissor?
Oh, do you have to ask all those questions when you meet somebody? Are you a swinger or lesbian? Do you go through the whole checklist?
Well, some might. Not me, personally.
How old is Knobloch?
Chuck Knobloch?
Well, whoever the texter is.
Cock?
50s?
If I had to guess, he's probably in his late 30s.
He's in his late 30s?
Well, you should know where they are. If you're in your 30s, you're looking for 30s. Where do you hang out?
Well, he's looking for a Jackson recommendation.
He's asking Jackson. He's in his 20s. You're in your 30s.
How about this? Caller Buzz says Llewellyn's and Webster is the sleeper play.
Oh, yeah.
I literally ate dinner there last night.
And did you notice anything?
Yeah, if you were looking for a mid-60s MMF.
Work, bitch. Watch it.
I love Llewellyn's and Webster. It's a
Nice
great spot.
recommendation, Buzz.
Shepherd's pie was smacking. But but
You
You
had
had
that shepherd's pie, Doug?
yeah, I got shepherd's pea.
Nothing better than shepherd's pie.
It's so good.
What was in your shepherd's pin?
Beef,
Peas,
mixed
carrots.
veg, mashed potatoes,
How is the crust, though? The crust is what makes it
solid crust, and then they had this like mushroom sauce on top.
Yeah.
Buzz
Fuego.
says tonight is the time to go to Luann's.
Yeah. Why don't you just stop?
I'd be shocked.
Well,
frankly.
who knows?
It's a great spot. I love that little downtown Webster area.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, he said for 30s, and you said they were in their 60s. So once again, Buzz making stuff up.
He says Webster Union people are horny.
I just picture a guy that goes home, his wife doesn't want to touch him, he just plays with himself every night and then makes up stuff. Hey, I bet they're going to like this. Hey guys, I had a cell phone shoved up my ass. Oh, how about that? Then I had my buddy come and tell Iggy 3 times in a drunken stupor that it happened.
Guys, really pleased to see Jackson honoring Dillian Harper with the shepherd's pie order. That's from Hedonism Chuck.
That was pot pie.
That was a pot pie.
Yeah, it's different.
What kind of self-respecting 25-year-old orders a shepherd's pie?
Dude, it's so good.
I was just thinking that.
That's
I can't
from
imagine
former
what
fan
else.
page moderator Neil Allen.
What else has to be on the menu before you settle on the shepherd's pie?
Well, it's like there's not a ton of like Irish bars around. I mean, there are some, but not many that serve shepherd's pea. And I really find it to be a delightful little winter dish. And so that's what I ordered.
It's a good comfort food. What's wrong with how old you are to eat a shepherd's pie?
The last time I went, I got the burger, and my buddy got the shepherd's pea, and I was really upset that I didn't get it. So this time I made it a point to get it.
Yeah, you wash it down with a 2-pound carrot cake. Stop letting Buzz spew false nonsense. He should be prepping for fried taco deliveries in the Wentzville territories. Big night for that. Anyway, Jackson, go to Bar Napoli tonight. The 25-year-olds in sport coats hawking life insurance will be out in full effing force, handing out their business cards, praying to impress girls interning at PR firms, while the rich 55-year-old who just had a stent put in sits back and hands out holiday scholarships. It's in Carlos Spicy Weed.
I'd take a holiday scholarship.
Now, what is that?
Put me on your roster.
What's a holiday scholarship?
I mean,
what is that?
The holiday scholarship?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was funny.
Someone's back in town, maybe for a week.
Just paying someone a lot of money to go home with them?
Your words, not mine there, Doug.
The real place to find MFFs and FFs and sometimes MMFs is the local hockey rinks. Tons of divorcees looking to hook up. Happens every week. Bigger this time of year as road trips heat up. Doug, have you ever heard that hockey rinks are a hotbed for threesomes?
I've been in a lot of hockey rinks. I haven't witnessed that at all.
How awesome would it be to be playing and hear what people watch out there?
Oh.
What is that over at the Afton rink right there?
Yes, that sounds like Afton. Yeah.
I went skating for the first time yesterday.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was emasculating.
Clinging to the boards?
Initially clinging to the boards. Then I got a little comfortable. Then we took a tumble. Meanwhile, my now 6-year-old son is shooting around me, trying to cut me off so I will fall,
right.
checking me with his 50 pounds into the boards. Then I'm hanging on for dear life. And then I took a step, which is a step I took like when I was 24, when I started wearing lifts, also something that's difficult to do.
You got to get your balance.
Right. And so I grabbed those buckets, and now I'm skating around. Is one of the best golfers in the area, if not the best. And here's one of the best golfers in the area, clinging to a bucket as his son whips around him and laughs and tries to knock the bucket out from under me. Right. But I'm getting my bearings, and I'm skating like the Dickens. I'm skating like the Dickens is what I'm doing, like little Brian Boitano in Kirkwood. And then somehow, and I have no idea how, we had a yard sale situation with the bucket. It slipped out from under me. The buckets go a-flying, and I'm there sprawled out on the ice.
Oh, no.
As tykes giggle when they pass on by.
Yeah. It seems so hard, so impossibly hard when you first start. And then you watch someone else skate and you go, that can't be hard. They make it look
especially when they're
like
4.
walking.
Yep.
But it's a nice skill to have once you get it.
Well, if my boys are going to be into the game, I feel like, all right, I want to be able to go up there with them. So that's my. So I will sacrifice my dignity to be able to skate, and I will skate.
Yes. Just wear some elbow pads.
Do you have your own skates or you're renting them?
No, I bought skates last week.
Yeah, that's a lot of, if you get a good pair of skates, that's a big help because it makes
There you
your ankles aren't as weak as they would if you're using rentals. Yeah, you'll get it in no time. As long as you got good skates, you'll figure it out.
Tim, for good balance, you need to hold a dart in your hand like Gusarov did. That's from the new Paul eligible
Gusarov
dog.
smoke while he played?
He did. So did Sasha Havanov, both members of the early 2000s St. Louis Blues. The Gusarov trade not necessarily well received. And I believe, Doug, it was right before Game 5 against Joe Sakic and the Colorado Avalanche in 2001. It was then the Pepsi Center. I spotted Gusarov under the stands enjoying some cigarettes.
Oh.
The Blues were vanquished in the Western Conference Finals later that evening with Sakic's overtime winner. And off to the Chalice they and Ray Bork went. Fun.
You think the Blues lost
Yeah, I
because
only
he short
drink
of breath?
when I smoke.
Oh.
Yeah, in the old arena, boy, you were up there in the, like when we sat in the, what they call the mini boxes, up in each corner of the rink. And two of them were right next to the broadcast booth. And my God, you walk through there, you couldn't even see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody walked out of that press box just smoking up a storm. You'd walk through, there's like fog.
Yeah. You think a coach could tell a player to not smoke? Would that fly today?
You put it in their contract.
Yeah.
But if you're 27, 28 years old and you're smoking during a game, can the coach say, knock it off?
Was that a picture? Was it of Ken Dorsey where he's drinking a Fresca and smoking a dart at halftime of the Super Bowl?
That's Len Dawson.
Lenny Dawson with the Chiefs, yeah. Super Bowl 1 or 2.
Yeah, well, Leland used
Right
to
on the
smoke.
bench.
Leland smoked during a game. He'd just get in the tunnel and...
Well, he's not playing, though.
No. Well,
when he wear spikes, too.
Probably weren't playing either. It was...
He did wear spikes,
Halftime.
metal cleats.
Tervis Parrish says hockey parents are notorious swappers. Hotel bar, attorney, moms banging coaches for ice time, etc. That's from Tervis Parrish. Doug, you ever heard any of this?
No way.
Never heard any of
Begging
that.
for ice time. No shot.
No. Parents will just yell at them. They don't give sex out to get ice time. They'll yell at the coach.
If you're begging for ice time, you're on the wrong team.
That's a hilarious concept, though.
I needed a couple. My son needs a couple extra shifts.
Yeah.
Would you like oral?
I paid $5,000 to be on this team. He doesn't get any ice time, so I'll go to bed with you. I don't think it happened. No. If you're right, I always thought if you're writing the check, you deserve to play.
Is that a new sign there? We'll have sex for shifts.
I don't think it's a new sign, no. Neither have I been around a hockey team where some kid didn't get to play.
Yeah, now everybody plays. Little kid
They
hold up the
should.
sign. My mommy will have sex for shifts.
No.
Hey, Tim, I'll teach you how to skate the next time you're over at the house sleeping with my wife. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves. Oh, 2 birds, 1 stone again.
Yeah.
Tervis Parrish is 100% correct. It happens on every AAA team around the U.S. Coaches pick some guys because their mom is hot. That's from Chunk and the Chuck. Doug, we now have the story corroborated.
I don't know.
When is it okay to kiss a guy?
It isn't.
Well, these people are just basically verifying what I said is 75% of all married couples cheat.
They're not verifying
If every parent going on a road trip for a hockey game is having sex, that's way up there.
You know, Jackson and I, during a balloon party commercial break, we were discussing your theory that 75% of married couples cheat, which I find to be super high, but if it is accurate, super depressing. I could I'll certainly increase the number substantially if one of the spouses is on the road a lot. But if you're just like hanging around St. Louis, especially with technology as it is right now, I can't imagine that 3 out of 4 couples are cheating. But you stand by this.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have sex, you'll find a way. You're not, turn the ping off on your phone or GPS or, if she's got a house, the husband's out of town, the wife's out of town, go to the house, go to a hotel. I mean, there's places you can go that you're not going to get caught.
Sounds like a gangbang to me.
Well, you'd still have to pay for the hotel somehow, and that's going to show up on a credit card bill.
Well, how about cash?
A lot of them don't take cash. They run your credit cards.
Well, say, I need to. You just go to a place like you're not going to the Four Seasons to bang. You're going to a place like Coral Courts that you can rent by the hour.
I just can't imagine that Friday night rolls around and you go, well, honey and the kids, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go, what am I going to do? I'm going to go bowling.
I want to make love.
My 5-year-old has been getting more playing time in soccer, and I think his coach is into me. He's another dad. That's from the Crestwood Coyote.
Oh, gosh. I can't believe that happens.
Yeah, if you're a husband and you're at home and the wife comes home and says, yeah, Jimmy got 3 more shifts today. Well, you know what happened there.
No, you don't.
If you want to have sex, just have sex with your spouse. Isn't that one of the perks of being married? That's from Bill's wife.
Well, Bill's wife.
I clipped that up.
I knew that I had to have you inside me.
After a certain period of time, and it's not just the female, it's the male too. You know, whether you let yourself go, the spark is out, you've been having sex with the same woman for 15 years, you need a piece of strange.
Piece of strange, title of this segment.
That's what happens. That's what happens. You go out, and that doesn't mean you don't love your wife. That means I just need something new. I need a new piece of tail.
Oh.
And you go out and you have sex. It doesn't mean anything. Now, I'm not saying that all 75% of the people that are cheating are having torrid love affairs where I'm falling in love with you. No. Just finding somebody else to have sex with. That's all I'm saying.
75%.
And that's where you came in
And
on
ladies,
many
too.
occasion for a lonesome housewife.
Like I said, for the most part, I didn't know the husband, so I don't care.
For the love of God, Ken, you aren't married, so shut the F up. It's from the Illsider.
I can't have an opinion. Flowsy said it yesterday. Flowsy said it yesterday.
You think 75% of couples are cheating?
But he said just because I don't go to a Blues game doesn't mean I can't talk about Blues. Just because I don't go to Cardinal games doesn't mean I can't talk about Cardinals. I never played baseball. I mean, it's stupid to say that because I've never been married. I know enough married people, and I know how many of my friends cheat.
Well, of your 500 conquests, how many of them were lonesome married housewives?
I don't know.
Guess.
Wow, we got another follow-up. This is all accurate, Doug. This is our third source.
Okay.
There was a club in St. Louis who had to fire their director of hockey operations for banging moms. Road trips are the ultimate hookup. Tons of breakups have been caused by trips to Madison or Chicago. Happens every weekend, all clubs, all levels. That's from the 314.
Clubs.
What am I getting myself into here?
Don't buy in it. Don't buy into this stuff.
What youth sport has the most infidelity? Your thoughts, 636-9004-TMA.
The hockey road trips I went on, people go out and do things together. The families go out.
And then
you stay at the same hotel, and then 3 or 4 families will all go out to dinners someplace, and then that's it.
Well, that's you.
Well, that was almost everybody that I saw.
I think moms usually take care of the hockey, and the dads usually take care of the baseball trips.
Is that right?
So I would say the dads, because they're more horny. So baseball.
Now, how are you separating this? Dad's baseball, mom's hockey. How do you know this?
Just from text.
From text.
Well, all the moms are going to hockey, and all
Usually
the
the whole
dads
family goes.
Cherry bomb, smoke bombs with your moms.
Paul Huck is having a stealth 5-star show today.
Look, you don't
There's
have
something about the Gibson signing that got him.
You don't have to go with my opinions. I'm just giving you mine. If you don't agree with it, I don't want the.
Well, I mean, if your opinion's accurate, it would make me pretty despondent.
No, because you're one of the 25%.
Well, I mean,
you don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing.
Just in general, but I'm not. I'm just entering now. This hasn't been your thing, but the texters saying that these youth hockey trips are infidelity laden.
Well, they're just having fun. But if you figure 50% of all marriages end in divorce, there's a reason. Because you're not in love anymore, and somebody's cheated. So that's 50% right there, just of the divorce people. All you got to do is throw another 25%.
Well, not
that
everybody
don't get
gets
caught.
divorced because of cheating.
No, not all. But I'm sure a great amount of them.
Healthy percentage,
if you're falling out of love and you want to get divorced, you probably had sex with somebody else.
Good morning. I was married 20 years, but couldn't stand her for the last 10. I ran into a hot little work colleague, started banging her on the side. Divorced, remarried, and happy. And I'm still banging all the time. Doug, that's from Starfish Street.
There you go. There you go. Now you got a new wife, so it's something new. It's like a new shiny toy.
Okay.
10 years from now, you'll be tired of her and have to go bang somebody else.
Oh.
Some guys are like that. And women are like that.
Well, with these hockey trips, I'm just saying, I've been on an awful lot of baseball and hockey out-of-town trips, and I never saw the slightest hint or heard rumors of any of that stuff going on.
These guys are having fun on the text inbox. I'm not counting them.
Research from the past 2 decades shows that between 20 and 25% of married men cheat, and between 10 and 15% of married women cheat, according to Professor Nicholas Wolfinger. Doug, that's the Bennett Bill Bear.
Okay.
Well, there's 40% there, and that's a stupid poll that plus or minus 50.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily have to add up to 40% because some of it could come from the same pool.
Bill.
The 10% of the women that are cheating might be married to some of the 25% of men who are also
Well, they didn't
cheating.
interview the same people, I'm sure. They didn't interview married couples. They interviewed different people. So, but if 15% of the women cheated, not necessarily 50% of their husbands are cheating too. They're both cheating.
Big Pick Energy says, I agree with Iggy, 100%. There you go.
On what?
Big Pick Energy, you'll have to call in.
Again, it's just my opinion. I just know a lot of people that cheat. And I
know a lot of people that are cheating.
I know a lot of my married friends have cheated. I mean, it's just common nature. It's just you go out of town or you do something, and God, she's so hot, and she just wanted to have a drink with me, and what do I do? You're going to go have sex.
She wanted to have a drink with you?
You're a horn dog. You're going to have sex, and then hope your wife doesn't. Then you'll feel bad the next day. But if she doesn't find out, then you got away with it. And a lot of guys will take that chance to have something new for a day or two.
Where do you hang out?
It's a big bet.
Where do you hang out where beautiful women just want to have a drink with you?
A lot of
Even if you're out of town, you ever just
Apparently
standing
rural
around
hockey
somewhere
rinks.
and a beautiful woman comes up and says, I'm just dying to have a drink with you.
Well, if you're at a hotel, chances are, and that's a good place to meet women because you go to a hotel, chances are they're from out of town. There aren't many people who go to hotel bars and, hey, I got a great place to drink. Let's go to the hotel.
Swinging is the elixir for the soul. Banging a shiny new toy is so satisfying. No cheating here. That's from Mr. Smith. That's the elixir for the soul.
Well, you don't count. You're a swinger. So sure, you're having sex with other people, but you're allowed to.
We didn't get your estimate on how many married lonely housewives that you've hooked up with.
I was still thinking when I lost track.
Like it's a couple dozen, maybe?
Yeah, 30 maybe.
30.
Oh, wow.
30. All in the St. Louis region?
No.
Some down in Springfield, no doubt.
Only one married lady in Springfield.
Huh.
Chunk and the Chuck is back. There have been several coaches over the years who've been fired because the husband found out. I've been in the hockey world my whole life, and I'm 32. That's Chunk and the Chuck. Doug, it sounds like this is a story for Buck Swope.
Gosh. Well, I don't doubt it's happened a time or two, but to say it's always happening with every team and it's a common thing, I'd be skeptical of that.
Iggy's view of marriage is depressing AF. That's from Bill's wife. All right, we got to break. Jeremy Rutherford's going to take two-part questions. I guess they'll be focused on who to sleep with on the road.
Yeah.
When you're covering hockey or your children are playing hockey, send those in, 314-881. TMA5, send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Hi, this is Doug Vaughn for Sound Story, the perfect gift for the holiday season. I've been hosting Sound Story interviews for the last couple of years, and I've enjoyed the chance to talk with so many people and hear their life stories. And with the holidays approaching, you can get your mom, dad, or grandparents a gift they'll love with just a couple of clicks at mysoundstory.com. With this week being Black Friday week, Sound Story is giving 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which you or one of your loved ones is interviewed by your choice of one of our professional interviewers, including Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett, KG in O-Town, or me. Go to soundstory.com for more information and enter promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Purchase your loved one's gift certificate today. Schedule your Sound Story later. Again, that's mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
Okay.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com.
What are you doing later? You want to have a party and let us cater it around the holidays for your family or coworkers? That'd be cool. Or maybe you love someone that doesn't live in town and you want to ship them a brisket. You can do all that stuff from our website, saltandsmokebarbecue.com. We also sell Salt and Smoke embroidered dickies there for all your fashion needs around the high holidays. Anyway, hope to see you soon. Stay cute.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Come back
now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After
On KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Bill. Welcome back. This is the Morning After, and it's presented by Brown and Crouppen. My name is Tim McKernan. On my right is Doug Vaughn. Oh, look, Ken Strode has been replaced by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategy.
Glad to be here. So nice to be here.
Especially for a very special Thanksgiving edition.
It is. It is. I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving by being in bed nice and early.
Look how early you go to bed.
Hey, what do you do on that? I pop pills and snort them.
I was out by about 9:15 last night.
Yeah.
My Whoop tells me I fell asleep at 9:59.
Yeah. The changing of the clocks back has still got me. When it's dark at 5:30, by 6:30 or 7, I'm thinking, God, it's got to be bedtime.
Yeah, that's what my wife and I are saying. Mm-hmm. How the hell?
Mm-hmm. And by 8:30 or 9, it's like, what am I doing still up?
Jackson, do you want to comment on us all talking about going to bed really early?
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, wake up early enough. You got to get some sleep, beauty sleep.
I guess.
Hot guys. So.
Yeah, Jinx Coke. Jeremy Rutherford is a hot guy, and he is with us every Wednesday for two-part questions here
on TMA. You can send yours in at 314-881-TMA5. The EDF Group text inbox. Jeremy Rutherford presented by this gentleman in studio with us, Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies at evergreenstl.com. Morning, JR.
Hi, Mark. Bye, Iggy. Is this the birthday edition, Mark?
Oh, is it your birthday? Is it your birthday?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
What are you doing for your birthday?
Yeah,
Going
sounds
to
like you're going to
bed
bed early.
Absolutely nothing.
Yep, that means you're winning.
Huh.
I'm going to love every minute of it.
You get any gifts?
Oh, I hope not.
I always ask for threesomes. Still haven't got it.
Oh.
My birthday in 3 days.
Sorry about that. There's Iggy. JR, are you in the greater Phoenix area?
Yes, I am. Tempe. So walking around the Tempe, the ASU campus here, and just trying not to follow suit with what Iggy was talking about the past 10 minutes here.
Oh, is that the hockey coaches?
Yeah. Man, I got to find a different team or something for my son.
I had no idea. I mean, here my son and maybe my younger son are interested in the game, and I had no idea that it's a pathway to infidelity.
I don't think you need to worry about it.
Can you interview some of the players today at the morning skate and get their perspective and maybe talk it over with Berube too?
Yeah, a little report. We'll get that later. But no, I'm with Doug. I've been doing the hockey parent thing for a few years now, lots of out-of-town tournaments. I guess it doesn't help your chances when you're 300 pounds and bald. Maybe they just kind of avoid you on these road trips here. But
so
I'll tell you, the only TLC I've ever seen on a road trip was a buddy of mine, Lance, walked into the rink, walked up to the boards, thought the guy was me, so he grabbed him a handful of ass, and it wasn't me.
How was that received by the other gentleman?
That was not received well. He turned around and, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, gosh. You wish it had been you, though, right?
I guarantee it.
Should have been a smile and a giggle.
I was wishing it would have been. That would have been my only hockey tournament infidelity there. But my buddy Lance would have grabbed my butt.
Oh,
so it sounds like it's prevalent. There's just another story, Doug.
I wonder if he does that in other locations.
Yep, this Lance guy.
And this is just the first time it went bad.
He's got to be a listener.
I would think.
Send your questions in two-parters. JR knows how big this matchup is with the Coyotes. We've seen a lot of the Coyotes early in the season. Mm-hmm. This is the third one, is it not? Or is this 4?
Yeah, this is 3, and I think there's one around the corner
Nice.
December 2nd. Yeah, a lot of Coyotes.
And so he got out there early on Monday to scout the Coyotes against the Kings. And, boy, you said that atmosphere was unlike anything, maybe like the early 2000s with those Red Wings teams. That's what Mullet Arena reminded you?
It's actually better than it was, I think, last year. Last year, there were actually some empty seats at, 6,000 seat arena. But against the Kings, pretty lively crowd. Should be another one tonight. I'm actually, Tim, working on a story, a day in the life of an NHL coach with Craig Berube, and just had a coffee with him this morning, and they're getting ready to head over to the rink now. So that story will be up at the Athletic in a week or so.
Nice.
But it's fun, yeah. He said that he likes the Mullet Arena, likes the atmosphere, and looking forward to another game against Coyotes tonight.
Speaking of Craig Berube, he got his 200th win. He seems like, as a coach, a guy that every single player would want to play for. Is he as great as he seems from the outside?
He really is, from my perspective, and I agree with you there. We talked about a number of things this morning as he got ready for the game, talking about coming up with the lineup and, making tough decisions, telling guys that they might be out of the lineup. And I said that, Craig, a lot of players tell you that you're a great communicator, and that's what they enjoy about you, that you do kind of spell it out to them and why they're not playing. So I think he is really highly respected. And I got to say, from the perspective of doing this story, guys, there aren't too many coaches that would take a lot of time out of their day. Like, we're supposed to have, 15, 20 interactions today where he's going to tell me what he's doing, what he's thinking about, the decisions, the conversations. And to your point, Mark, not only do the players like him, but just so well respected by a lot of people. Yeah, there aren't too many NHL coaches that would take time out of their day to do this for a reporter.
As a real badass as a player, and he kind of looks like he wants to stomp you, but he couldn't possibly be any nicer or more accommodating.
No, real accommodating. And, 7th most penalty minutes in NHL history, and obviously a lot of those are from dropping the gloves. What's funny, I think it was Winnipeg maybe a year or two ago. I'm just walking down the hallway, and you don't know what room's what. You're at a visiting barn. You're walking down the hallway, and all of a sudden, just peripheral vision, to my left, I turn, and it's Craig Berube, and he's got 2 dumbbells, and he's sitting there pumping iron. So he still, he still sticks to it and keeps those pipes bursting there.
You pump a lot of iron on the road?
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, I had 2 Tall Daddy Macho mugs last night with curbs. Had a
nice.
Counts.
Yeah. 24 ounces. Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
So you're not that worried about staying fit?
You know, I'm trying to, especially now with all this breaking news about these hockey road trips. Maybe I need to get better.
You're missing out on a lot of ass on the road, apparently, Doug. Just need to be covering youth hockey more. A 2-part question. Do you ever bring your old coats to the press box to give out to fellow reporters? And is it normal to treat your place of employment like a flea market? Doug, that's from Hunchback of Von Castle.
Yeah, I don't know if there are some big guys in the press box, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if my coats might be too big for them. Chaser on the bus one time, he said, "Hey, buddy, where do you get your coats? St. Louis Tent and Awning?"
No.
Chaser, always doing work from the back of the bus. JR, the Blues still regretting Jochen Hesch slipping away. Also, is Jeff Courtnall not just the cutest? Number 14. His facial hair looks like it tickles. P.S. Stay cute. That's from Mitch. Unfiltered. Cumstein. Mitch Cumstein, Doug.
Oh, is that him? Okay.
A lot of these 2-part questions focus on the cuteness of the former Blues. So I got to, go back here in time and think Jeff Courtnall. Yeah, I guess Jeff Courtnall, the only thing with him is he did have a lot of post-concussion syndrome. So, maybe you could go out on a date with him, and if it didn't work out, he wouldn't remember. You could go on
for
a date
heaven's sake.
Good for you for answering the question. That's what Mark Hanna sponsors the segment for, not for you to be coy.
Be direct. Bring it. Jeff Courtnall, he was gifted from what I heard.
Doug?
In what way? He was an agitator.
Take that for what it is.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
And a pretty good goal scorer. He was a good player.
He could put the puck in the net a little bit.
But I noticed Jeremy dodged the Jochen Hesch question.
Yeah, interesting there. He went to the Oilers with Marty Reisner. Am I right on that?
An airplane flew over my head when you read that first part of that, so I missed it. What was it about Jochen?
Oh.
I think how hot he was or something. Oh, no, the Blues still regretting not having him on the roster.
Matter.
Yeah, he was a good player, too. I don't know, Mark might know if he's gifted, but he was a talented player, I remember.
And he went to Edmonton with Marty Reisner?
I don't remember, Tim.
I don't remember that one.
Jeez. What's Mark Hanna paying for here?
Well, it's all right.
2-part question. Number 1, are the Blues any good? And number 2, is it Hoosier to pay for cigarettes with a check, buy a $30 coat off the clearance rack at Goodwill and claim it was $280 originally, knowingly sleep with countless married women, doff pants that are 3 times too big every day, and need to have a 25-year-old fill your time card out at work? That's from Lefty Jack Smear.
Well, that second question was longer than the Bernie Federico autobiography I wrote, so I don't know if I could handle that one. But that first one, are the Blues good? Guys, I don't think they're going to be contending for a Stanley Cup, but a good win over Anaheim. I felt like they bounced back after that, excruciating loss to San Jose, followed by the loss to LA. And, I was just talking to Craig Berube a second ago. He said, yeah, you're disappointed, but you win this game tonight, 2-2 road trip, and you move on. So I think they're going to be competitive this year. I really do.
Have you noticed any difference in the mood of the room? I know you're not at every single game, but to give you an indication, comparing and contrasting specific games this year, whether it be a win or a loss, and then also comparing and contrasting last year versus this year's room.
Yeah, no, I think the room is good. I really do. I think that they did a good job of, some guys moved on, and, I'll just say it, like, that's what Mark's paying for, right? You talked about, Vladimir Tarasenko. It was a tough situation in that room, and I think that he was kind of on an island, a good teammate. I think people respected him, but it was just a saga that just needed to end. And so I think if you look at the room from last year to this year, that's the major difference. But then when you bring in guys like a Kevin Hayes, and yeah, he doesn't have a big role, but he's a good guy. You still got Robert Bortuzzo around. These are guys that they want to be at the rink and they want to have fun. I got a piece up today at The Athletic on Pavel Buchnevich. A lot of detail in there about what he brings to the room. I just think it's a good place to be this year compared to last year, and I think that does add up to an extra win or two. And I think that when they suffer a tough loss against the San Jose, they want to get back and fix it. I think that's the biggest difference.
The article on Buchnevich Bruce, what's his name?
Bruce Nevich is that's
Bruce
correct.
Nevich.
I think it's this chair that's doing that to me. Great article. Who are some of the other players that have that have had that character in your time in covering the Blues?
Yeah, no, I think that to give people context of what we're talking about with Bruce Nevich, the article talks about how he's serious, he's a competitor, he's got the angry face, he's got the mad face. I think Jacob Vrana in the story says that he always looks like he's mad at the world, but he's just glad to be in this team environment, and he wants everybody to get along and have fun, so he's playing that role. In terms of guys throughout the years that kind of fit that description, Mark, I don't know in terms of being able to balance both sides of it, where 1 minute it looks like you're pissed off at the world, and the next minute, you're smiling and having fun. But I think there's been guys who bring one or the other, and maybe not guys who bring it as well as Bruce Nevich has in terms of being able to go back and forth. So, tough one. I don't recall covering anybody like Pavel Bruce Nevich.
What's the room like in the press box? Is there anybody up there toughing around, or maybe writing not for the name on the front of the shirt, but writing for the name on the back?
Well, I tell you, this press box tonight is actually a concourse. So,
nice.
In terms of keeping this figure fit, it'll be great because the concession stand is not too far away. But at the Mullet Arena, we're basically sitting in the last row of the stands, and then you just get the concourse behind.
How much do you eat over the course of a game?
I try, to at least consume, Michael Phelps on a day, 4,000 calories. I try to keep up with him.
During a game, you're getting home. Probably wouldn't be too hard with the food that's up there.
Yeah, no, yeah. So, I just talked to, not to keep referencing the chat with Chief this morning, but he said that he tries to go about 15 or 16 hours without eating. So, I walked through the team hotel, and they had the room for all the players to eat the breakfast, egg, sausage, so on and so forth. I said, "What'd you grab?" And he said, "Nothing. I ate dinner last night. I'll be good till later this afternoon." Yeah, about 15 hours, no food.
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting sounds like. Morning, JR. Just a one-parter here. I saw Khalil Green and Basil McRae making out at the Shoney's off Veterans Memorial yesterday, and they said you set them up. Can you tell us that story? Thanks. That's from the fancy lad outside Rozelle's drinking a yoo-hoo and whistling a jazzy little tune.
I'll have to tell my buddy Lance where to go now.
And the Shoney's off Veterans Memorial is a hot.
That's in Belleville?
Shoney's. I miss Shoney's. If there's one in Belleville, I'm doing a road trip.
Oh, yeah. Khalil Green, I hadn't heard that name in about 10 years.
And he didn't spend that much time with the Blues, did he?
None, as far as I remember.
He made some friends, apparently.
Yeah. He had an odd head of hair.
Hey, JR, you ever threaten colleagues with a vacation to Orlando like it's some flex? Also, in your piece on Berube, does he disclose which dads want to sleep with him so their son gets more ice time? Doug, that's from Al in Dadeville, and he's monitoring Georgia Tech this week.
Oh my goodness! I can't imagine the phone call to Craig trying to get the son more ice time. This is drifted off.
I want to sponsor Craig Berube to come on this show for a while and see how that goes.
He goes on with Jamie Rivers every Thursday or Friday. I don't know on ESPN. Yeah, I guess did they cross paths? Did they play together? I mean, I know they played at the same time, but
play at the same time. I don't think so. I don't know if Rivs is listening, but Craig finished up in Calgary. I don't think Rivs was there. I don't think they did.
Yeah, he definitely has a good rapport with him, but I'm trying to think if there were. I don't think that they played together.
Yeah, and Riv's been skating some of the injured guys and been around a lot, and then obviously now with the broadcasting. But yeah, they definitely have that history.
JR, do you think we can get a little more out of Lee Stepniak, or do you think he's reached the end of his rope? Secondly, did you wish you were the guy that got his rump caressed, or did you feel like that was a good near miss on your behalf? That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack. Doug,
couple of good questions.
Wife.
Good questions.
That's a real good question. First, Stemper. So I got to pick up the phone and call him. I'm writing a story involving the Arizona Coyotes, and he's their player development coach. So we'll get a hold of Stemper here soon and see if he can come back and help the note, maybe put on the uniform.
Nice.
And then in terms of being jealous of the guy who got the rump grabbed, here's the situation. It's actually an awkward deal when you find out the story and what happened, because then what I started doing was looking up at the guy who was leaning up at the glass, who my buddy Lance grabbed his tush, and I started looking at this guy, and he's a hefty fellow, and he's got a couple chins, and he's got the bald hair, and you start to compare yourself to that guy and say, oh, so I know why he did do that.
Yeah, maybe it was like a fantasy playing out right there in front of you.
JR's tone sounded jealous.
I was looking in the mirror.
Hey, JR, where do you think the Coyotes franchise will be 5 years from now?
Yeah, it's hard to think that they'll be here. I know that's what they're working on, but gosh, they've been working on that for 10-plus years.
It's been a
They've
decade.
tried every city. Like, you land in Phoenix, and they were there downtown initially, and then they were out in Glendale, 45-minute drive, and now they're here in Tempe. Like, I mean, they want it to work here, but if I had to guess, you had to lay money. I know you guys don't lay money down on anything, but yeah, I would think Houston. I really would. You know, that's
Houston
a
Coyotes
major market. Yeah, it doesn't have hockey, and they put them in the Central Division, which doesn't make a lot of sense out here. So, you know, if I had to bet, I'd say Houston.
Why can't Milwaukee get a team? You'd think with all the hockey played in Wisconsin that would be a good market.
Yeah, you got Milwaukee. You got Madison. You got that whole area up north.
I don't,
you know,
do you think that's a market that can handle 4 teams? I mean, I know the Packers are not.
Right.
But you got the.
You'd think hockey's
Bucks
huge
and
up there.
Brewers and-
This is going to cause
Yeah.
a ruckus. But what about Kansas City?
Yeah, what do you think about that, JR?
That'd be great, Mark. That'd be great. I know they've been trying for years, too. They actually put together a committee that's been working on that for years. You know, now you get to the point where that KC Sprint Center would have been a terrific spot to house a team for years. And I don't want to say it's getting old. It's still a nice place. But I just don't know if the appetite is there for the NHL to go to Kansas City.
Maybe bring a second team here.
I think we could be a 2-franchise team.
Like that.
City.
Think so?
I think so. Yeah,
St.
why
Louis
not?
Blues 2.
Yeah, the remix album.
Mm-hmm.
JR, we always appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to when is the story on Craig Berube's day-to-day activities coming out next week?
Yeah, probably next week sometime. You turn around and he's going to leave. He's going to have his family in town for Thanksgiving tomorrow, and obviously sports journalists highlight Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'll be at the table as well, so maybe wake up out of that coma on Friday and start working on the story and maybe have it ready for next week.
You're going to show up at his Thanksgiving table?
Yeah, makes sense.
No, I can't do that. That'd be a good story, though.
You seem like an expert on food. Let's come back to Thanksgiving food. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
Oh man, I like it all. It's great. I like the mashed potatoes and stuffing with the brown gravy on it, Mark. I know a lot of people aren't big on the green bean casserole, but I'm a fan. What about you guys?
No thanks here. I don't eat green beans. I don't eat anything in a pod.
Doug is anti-pod. I would say that the list is shorter. The things that I wouldn't eat as a side, and I think I'll go with like beets, anything like that.
You guys have beets at Thanksgiving, is that right?
God, no. I want the food brown at Thanksgiving. I want dressing and gravy and turkey and pumpkin pie. Yeah. Shades of brown.
Buzz is going to call in about brown.
Yeah, he is. He's going to follow up.
Mark, what do you got in store for the birthday here today?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I plan on doing a little hike with my kiddos.
Oh, yeah?
And then gonna try to go into that pastaria with the boys and the lass and her kids. So should be fun.
God bless.
Yeah.
Where are you hiking?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm hiking Camelback here today.
I actually hiked Camelback.
No, I'm not, but
you know what? I fell for that bluff. I've actually hiked Camelback.
It's tough.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. What is? I guess is that Scottsdale, right? Camelback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, at any rate, have a great happy birthday, and hope you enjoy the hike.
Yeah. Well, but where are you? Where are you hiking? Castlewood.
Castlewood.
That's what I did on Sunday with my wife for anniversary.
Get outside.
God bless. JR, enjoy the festivities at Mullet Arena. Blues Coyotes tonight. Blues Predators on Friday afternoon. Doug, matinee tilt.
Okay. What's the difference in a hike and a walk? Is there a difference? It sounds like you're doing a little more when you're hiking.
Your shoes?
You're doing a little climbing usually of some capacity. Not like with your hands, but there's some steep angles, I would say.
One comes off as a humble brag after the other is just a walk.
Is that right?
I think
it's a humble brag. Really?
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have talked about the fact that I went walking with my wife on Sunday?
That's more like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds like a senior citizen activity if you're just walking. If you're hiking, you're really doing something.
Thank you, JR.
See you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, Roth, see.
This here. presented by this gentleman who's celebrating his birthday today. Doug, it's Mark Hannon. He's
Happy
right next
birthday,
to me.
Henzy.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Mark Hannon, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Think about that.
I'm thinking.
Don't think too hard.
Well, I try not to.
Just relax.
Jim Rutherford, presented by Mark Hannon every Wednesday here on the program. Happy Thanksgiving and happy birthday to you and yours, fine sir. Thanks
Happy
for coming
Thanksgiving.
in as always.
Happy Skanksgiving, May.
Jackson.
Those who are able to indulge well, and tell stories after to those of us who
I
have
am
lived
anxious too. Jackson kind of keeps it close to the vest. He's doing the right thing, but I wish he wouldn't.
I like his little wry smile. You can see the sparkle
you know
in his
something's
eye.
going on.
There's something up there.
There is something going
We
on.
like the tales from the club.
Yeah.
But we don't get many anymore.
The silence is deafening from
Yeah, I know.
the Horton Watkins right now.
What's up?
What about that, Doug?
He may be St. Louis's most eligible bachelor.
That's what I say. That's what I say.
Yeah, don't let the kid get hot.
Oh, don't let the kid get hot.
What does that mean?
Doug?
Don't let the kid get hot. What does that mean?
I have to look that up on Urban Dictionary later.
Yeah. What does that mean, Jackson?
Just don't let him get hot. That's what I'm saying.
Like he'll steal your gal?
I didn't say that.
No. I guess that's what it meant.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Jackson, for the warning. Doug.
Great day, everybody.
Thank you.
There he
You're the man, Mark.
is Mark Cann, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Hey, if you're injured in a car accident and you need an attorney, you need the best one you can find. And if any of my family or friends are ever in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo at Longo Biggs Injury Law. For nearly 10 years, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo have been recognized as the top 40 under 40 personal injury lawyers by Super Lawyers, the National Academy of Personal Injury Attorneys, and the National Trial Lawyers Association. In a personal injury case, there can be a substantial amount of money on the line, and these guys know how to get you every last dollar. They're smart, they're tough, and they're aggressive, and they are natives of St. Louis. They work here, they live here, they listen to TMA. They are not in the churn and burn type of law firm. With Doug and CD, it won't be just another file lost in the shuffle. Doug and CD are local, friendly, professional, most importantly, excellent personal injury lawyers, and one of them will be handling your case. Plus, they're listeners at TMA. It's Longo Biggs Injury Law. Longo Biggs online at longobiggs.com, LONGOBIGGS.com. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on an advertisement. Think about that, Doug.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that now.
Okay, what conclusion have you come to?
Well, I'm thinking I may go on a hike or a walk. I'm not sure which I'm going to do. Depends on the shoes, apparently.
Jackson's going to go hiking to Las Vegas, and then he's going to go to Circa, and then he's going to come back to Illinois, and then he's going to be able to play on that app. Bill?
Absolutely, yeah. In years previous, you might have had to hike all the way to Las Vegas to bet with Circa, but not anymore.
No.
Because the Circa Sports app is now available in the great state of Illinois, so you don't have to do that. Matter of fact, if you live here in St. Louis, you just make the short drive across the river, or if you already live in Illinois, you sign up for the Circa Sports app, because the Circa Sports app is the way it should be. It's sports gambling made by sports gamblers, the way it should be, with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. Plenty of Thanksgiving football to bet on tomorrow. You got the Packers and Lions minus 7.5. You got the Commanders and Cowboys, with the Cowboys laying down 11 points. That's a little stinky to me. And then you got the Seahawks and 49ers to round it out, with the Seahawks getting 7 points at home. You can bet all of that with the Thanksgiving games, a rivalry week in college football, all with the Circa Sports app. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Doug, do we have a tattletale situation? This was just sent in by Harrison's brother master. Hey, Tim, Iggy's playing on his phone again during the show.
No, I was actually returning some emails.
Returning emails, yeah.
Looking at the golf DraftKings this week while guys were talking about companies.
Companies?
Yeah, our sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know our sponsors. I know them well. I don't need to listen to the live spots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to gamble. I'm going to Circa.
There you go.
And you got a lot of emails that need answering.
Well, I did.
Sweet.
See, all you got to do is promote. I got 3 cameo requests.
Look at that.
Oh, really?
There's $75 you aren't going to have, Doug.
I know it.
I've just got to promote it, and I forget to promote it. But when I promote it, I get business.
That was Plugola.
No, I just tell
What's
you
the
what.
difference?
Well, he was plugging something. He
I didn't plug
accept
anything.
money. You plugged your Cameo account.
I just plugged my Cameo. It's good for the show.
Well, that's plug it. That's Plugola.
It's good for the show.
It's good for the show. It's good for our brand.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. I looked and I got 3, and one of them's at 24 hours. I said yesterday, I can knock one out in 24 if you want one for Thanksgiving. Guy wants me to cuck his brother-in-law for Thanksgiving. So,
How nice is that going to be?
Do you know if he's got it coming or not? Or
well, it's a 24-hour. No, I don't. It's a 24-hour. It's a special order, so it's $30.
You're kind of like the killer. You don't care about why this person's on the hit list.
Spoiler alert!
Is the Iceman, Higgy.
Yeah.
Well, I have said
You
before.
don't have time for that.
I have said before that does this guy really want this? Because
Hello,
I don't
Cookie.
I don't know him. And I don't want you to be sitting around
Doesn't
on
matter
his
if a hit's been
birthday and
put
he
on his
opens it
head.
up and his wife's listening and I'm talking about banging your wife and cucking you and berating you and you know, because no, he understands it. So okay.
I actually have a funny story about that. I was listening to Bobby Fairways.
Bobby Fairways.
Of Bob Does Sports. He's a big Cameo guy, and someone requested on Cameo for him to tell that this person's wife that they're getting a divorce.
Hmm.
And he did it.
And it
so
was
he
real?
notified the wife that he was leaving her?
Yes.
Wow. Bold. Wonder how family law will take that in court.
That's what
Charge
I was
extra for that?
What's up?
I wonder if he charged extra for that.
I don't know. That's the story he told, but I couldn't believe it.
Well, I don't believe you get in trouble. You just say, look, here's my Cameo request. This is what I do on Cameo. This was the request I have. Blame this guy. I'm just doing what he asked me to do, what he paid for. You know, it's not like you're killing somebody.
Your only worry is the Plugola angle.
I'm not worried. I'm talking about the show.
Or you're plugging something that you're making money on.
But it's not a company. It's something I do.
Right, to make
It's
money.
like on the side, if I cut grass, hey, if you got nothing to do this afternoon, I'm cutting grass. If you need your
can't do
grass
that
cut,
either.
let me know.
You can't do that either.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs.
Well, here's the ins and outs. You can't plug a business. You can't use your time on the radio to plug a money-making business for yourself.
Well, people
Doug,
know
it seems like there's a lot of gray area with what you just said.
People know I do cameos.
Okay.
I just have to remind them every once in a
You
while.
almost said promote it.
I almost have to remind people that I'm on
That's the
Cameo.
illegal part.
If you want a cameo, then
Now you could go on your social media and do that all day long.
well, I did that too.
Okay.
I just mentioned it. I mean, it's mostly listeners. If you don't listen to the show, you're not going to ask for
Well,
a
that's
cameo.
exactly who the Plugola Payola would be geared toward, are the listeners.
Well, yeah, the listeners want it. I just do what the listeners ask for.
Well, if you're not listening, you're not going to get this Plugola.
Yeah, so it's just listeners anyway, and they're supporting all of our sponsors. So.
But that's who the law is geared towards,
Oh,
the people that are actually listening.
I'm sorry I mentioned. I'm sorry I'm trying to make
I'm
money.
just trying to keep you out of trouble.
Stay homeless. Well, there wasn't a producer in this city. Stay out of being homeless.
No, it's a good moneymaker for you. You just have to be careful how you promote
All
it.
right. I'll stop promoting it. I'm not trying to do anything to anybody. I'm just trying to let listeners know. If you want me to berate somebody or just say, I'd like to just do a normal
It's
one.
coming again.
I'd like to just do a normal. No, I'd just like to say what I want to do. I'd like to just get one for a normal one. Iggy loved the show. We really don't need a cucking. It's just my brother's 30th birthday. He's a great guy. Can you do that? Yeah, I'd love to do one of those.
No,
Just,
you
hey,
got a
buddy, thanks for
bailiwick.
listening to the show, and I know it's your 30th birthday.
No.
So happy for you. Go out and enjoy
That's
yourself.
not what they
That's
want
what I want to
from
do. No, they don't. They want me to just make fun of
Right,
people.
that's your angle. That's your hook.
And eventually somebody's going to take one and say, send it to Megan Meyer. Yeah, this guy got it. You're president of your board. Look, all he does is trash people.
I just hate to see you get in trouble when Rockio's getting like 95% of the money anyway.
I'm plugging Rockio. Go to him.
Hey guys, I'm starting cameos for this holiday season. Mind if I plug it here? That's from KG in O-Town.
Oh, you don't work here. You can do what you want.
Yeah, would it be Plugola for KG in
No,
O-Town?
because he doesn't work here.
Well, it would be because he does work here.
He's a fill-in. He gets if he gets called in, he gets paid per the hour.
Well, that's working here.
Jackson, what lines are you going to deploy next week with Iggy on vacation? Will you be sitting in his chair, and KG in O-Town will be in the Horton Watkins Seckman C6 Fox 6 studios?
I would think so.
Yep.
There you go, Doug.
That is the plan. Looking forward to being in with you boys next
All
week.
right. Skate, boy, skate.
I'll miss you, Iggs, but happy to step up, next man up mentality.
That is next man up.
You thought more about this potential Orlando trip?
No, I haven't thought anything of it.
No.
If I go, I go. If I don't, I don't.
When will you decide?
I don't know.
Okay, it's a busy time to be traveling. So might be hard to find a flight.
Well, then I won't go.
Oh. Unless you drive or something.
Well, maybe I don't go because I know next Wednesday I have dinner at Olive and Oak with a recovering alcoholic and his wife, and me and a date.
Whoa, Bill,
buried
Bill.
the lead?
Jackson, text Randy Character and tell him I got to do a 4th hour today.
Already done.
Who was the lucky lady?
I won't name her.
You've already asked her?
Yeah.
And she
Wow.
said sure.
How about this? Are you like back out there?
No. It's somebody
Well, how did you land a date?
It's somebody I know.
Dog.
We've been talking about it, and I said,
Is she married?
I saw Christopher Gowell, recovering alcoholic, and he said, so when do you want to go? I said, well, you tell me. I said, because I know the girl that I'll take wants to go. He says, how about next Wednesday or Thursday? And I asked her. She says, Wednesday's great. So Wednesday, we're going to Olive and Oak. Looking forward to it. So I guess I can't go to Orlando because I got
to join him in the pool.
I got to go to dinner. So I guess I just
So Orlando's out.
I guess I just made up my own mind. I can't go.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to bet you they know who it is. If you're interested.
I'm sure you do.
How the hell would anybody know?
Well, I mean, I talk about Olive and Oak on the show all the time.
No, not where you're going.
But I've talked about who I've taken to Olive and Oak.
Doug?
And who wants to go to Olive and Oak. I've said it on the show. So it's,
Well, I think a lot of people want to go to Olive and Oak. It's a wonderful treat spot.
You shared Dover Soul with someone at Olive and Oak.
That's who I'm taking. It's no secret. I'm taking Chrissy.
Oh.
Chrissy Runner Girl.
Okay. And she did your
Wow,
pictures.
is this
No,
Hello,
just,
Vivian?
Just friends. Just friends. Just when she hung my paintings, it was friends. I like her. I dig her. She's sweet. So,
wow.
And we had a great time last time we went, and we wanted to go back again. So when recovering alcoholic brought it up, I said, yeah, let me ask her.
This guy says he's going to Orlando every year, and then he stays home and beats off.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, I said, I'd like to go to Orlando. And I look at my bank account. My bank account says, you're not going anywhere, buddy.
That's what it says to you.
I got a talking bank account. I said, can I afford Listerine this week? No, you got to get the Walgreens knockoff brand. Okay.
That's coming with artificial intelligence, I'm sure. When you
Brian
check your
Henson
bank
says he
statement.
called it. Boom.
Yeah, well, it's no secret. I mean, what do
Flocky
you want?
the Smurf says, bingo, you owe me $10.
Well, I didn't bet. I just told you who it was. What do you want, a cookie?
They want some of that scallops you're making tonight.
Dates. You're going to be upset one of these days when you find out it's your wife I took.
Oh, gosh. You're threatening listeners that you're going to...
Yeah, that's how I'll get back at them.
Start cucking them all?
Take their
I'll
wives?
start cucking them all.
Doug, you can get back at me by hitting the ball further, and that is by going to Family Golf and Learning Center. Get into the swing of holiday shopping. Family Golf and Learning Center. Several gift ideas for every golf in your family. Gift cards are available for this holiday season. Host your holiday party at Family Golf and Learning Center. Family Golf and Learning Center is your one-stop shop. Find any and all for your golfing needs. That's clubs, balls, apparel, accessories, range cards. What more could you ask for? Plus, they have great instructors in St. Louis's warmest driving range all winter long. 30 covered and heated bays and 3 indoor TrackMan simulators. TrackMan leagues have begun. Registration for the January and February leagues are now available. It's FamilyGolfOnline.com. Sign up for Sound Story. We have our Black Friday sale going on right now. MySoundStory.com, and you get 20% off. And if you would like, if you saw it on our social media, and if you saw it at MySoundStory.com, we do video interviews as well as an option, starting at $399, and then you take 20% off that, Doug, and what would that take off? 80 bucks?
Something like that, yeah.
With the promo code TMA, you or your mother or your father or your grandmother or your grandfather, or if you wanted to have them in at the same time, it doesn't matter. You get a gift card, and now you have gotten an incredible gift for the holidays at mysoundstory.com with the promo code TMA. Video is an option. Doug or me doing the interview is an option. Jackson doing the interview. Learn, Riz, Randy Carricker, Frank Cusimano's now an option. Randy Carricker, who else am I living? John Hewlett, Courtney Landrum, Doug, we get a bunch of people now.
All right.
We've added to the roster. It's mysoundstory.com. I need Buck Swope to get on this. Iggy, 100,000% has talked about. Now, this gets into the personal. Can't write this one. It's from the Reluctant Cock.
Okay.
This gentleman's insinuating you're going out with a married woman, Iggy. So
No, I'm not. She's not married.
Reluctant
I just
Cuck.
told you who I'm going with.
Yes, you did.
Reluctant Cuck.
I mean, I can't play the game yet.
Doug?
Well, you're playing a golf game now on your phone?
It says they're not taking applications yet. The tournament starts in 2 days.
What tournament, bro?
I don't know. Maybe it's not for 10 days. It says Thursday, 4 a.m.
God, I don't know what's going on now.
I don't either.
Well, what are you doing? What is there a game that you're playing on your phone now?
No, it's DraftKings.
Okay.
Are you building a roster?
I was going to look at it to see if there's a tournament this week.
We're
I
still
didn't know
discussing the Cardinal rotation.
No, you're not. You were discussing whether I'm going out with a married woman or not. I'm listening. I'm
Reluctant
listening.
Cuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, DM me. You don't have to get personal in the text inbox.
Put down the phone!
Why don't you shut up?
God.
If I had this laptop open in front of me, nobody'd say anything.
No.
So open the laptop.
I'm going to.
It doesn't have Apple on it yet.
It does.
I'm just going to open it. You can't see it. They don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to open it in front of me.
Open it. Now it looks like you're busy.
There, I don't know how to open this
Don't
thing.
break it. Don't break it. Wrong way. Okay.
Right there. Now the laptop's open in front of me.
Okay.
Now you can't say anything.
Yeah. That's a nice laptop. I'm surprised you don't use that more.
It's not even on.
Well,
You know,
yes, you would have
technology
to
and
turn it
stuff.
on, but then it would be a really nice Apple laptop.
How do you turn it on?
Well, you hit the power button.
Where?
Jackson, you want to come in here?
Hell nah.
Okay.
Is that power?
Well, if it hadn't been charged and it sat there for a month, it's probably out of power now.
Well, I'm not using it anyway. I'm just got it in front of me.
Okay. It's a prop
Can't
as
say
much as anything.
Yeah, look.
See, now it looks like you're doing research.
I like the idea of using a $2,000 piece of technology to hide the phone you're playing on during the program.
Still put that up there, too. I can still do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like having your textbook open with a Playboy
Good
inside.
idea, Jackson. I can type, but I'm looking at my phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Oh, wow, we got a full boat this morning, eh, boys? Look, guys, I meant what I said when I heard myself over the office-wide speaker system hogging the airtime like that fat uncle at Thanksgiving who pushes the women and children out of the way to be first in line to load his plate with more carbohydrates than any human should consume in one sitting. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I only talked for 2 hours and 27 minutes instead of 2 hours and 29 minutes today. So since my time was cut a little short and I've got lots of DMs asking what my Thanksgiving plans were, I figured I'd share them with you all right here. The show ends at 10 o'clock, so by 10:03 I'll be back at home relaxing in that new 212-square-foot jerk hut I moved into with the help of the 3 people I don't have blocked on Facebook and that poster-hanging savant lady.
I got to go pick up scallops, so I won't be home at 10:03.
Poster hanging savant lady.
What's that text name?
She's a savant?
Then, since the coolest chick I know asked me to revive my long-deceased cooking show, along with the help of my friends over at the fantastic Linguini Company, I might dust off the cast-iron skillet that Rebecca, or was it Susan? I think it was Susan.
Jennifer.
Or maybe Allison got me. Actually, I think it was Rebecca. And yep, even though no one but Cletus will be watching Cooking with Ken's Thanksgiving edition is back, baby. After that, I'll probably call my boss, who is 40 years my junior, to drive out to Maryland Heights to do my time card, my taxes, make sure the $11 soap I bought online is legit, and then wash the car a sponsor let me borrow for a week, but I decided to keep indefinitely. To cap the night off, even though I only drive from my Section 8 apartment complex to Hubbard and back, I plan on giving Uber rides to and from Main Street, St. Charles, since I advocated for St. Charles tourism more in the 7 o'clock hour than the mayor of St. Chuck has done during his entire term. Nice little Thanksgiving. That's from Pop Pop Beats. Holla at me.
Pop Pop Beats. Holla at me.
What am I thankful for this year? That's an easy one. Tim McKernan. It's going to sound like I'm bragging because I am. I've slept with a coach, but I once got a discount on a sign by bribing a guy with my fiance wearing open-toed shoes with well-manicured size 5 feet sporting cardinal red toenails. And now I'm going to admit something. Me and my buddy's favorite show was BJ and the Bear. We'd watch it and play a game. First one to finish himself won. Now, here's the brag. I always won. Always. Whilst all my buddies were yanking it when Greg Evigan would come on scene, I would patiently wait until Sheriff Lobo came on. I would instantly get what cosmonauts call a stiffy. Thank you, Claude Atkins. Claude Akins? Thank you for making me the champ. That's from Aid and then the middle name is Him, and then the last name is Hole.
Aid him Hole.
And Young, Plugola, what is this? I'm just plugging my money-making side hustle. Pardon the hell out of me. It's just the listeners. The listeners of this show support said side hustle. I just want a normal one, like something about enjoying my role on the show and my contributions to said program. Jesus, that's from number one Asian intern Brian Henshin. Gobble, gobble, bobble, wobble.
Brian Henshin.
Today's game ball definitely goes to Ken. He was in rare form this morning, sometimes interrupting his own hijackings to hijack himself. Talk about meta. He clearly knows he is not going to be on air for the next 11 days and realized this was his last chance to spew his thoughts at people for a while. Like a young Joe Montana running a 2-minute drill, Iggy ran the hurry-up offense to perfection today. At some points, I could hardly keep up as Iggy kicked around the idea of wearing a diaper, bragged about paying half price for an extra-large coat that looks like a puffy hooded tarp, declared St. Charles is full of overweight Hoosiers, wandered in and out of the studio so his 25-year-old boss could do his time card, and told the young female coworker that he, quote, loves her to death.
I think she said that to me first.
Bravo to Plowsy for smoking the perfect amount of weed this morning because his drop game was on fire today. Also, kudos to Tim and Doug for letting Ken cook. 4 separate times in the first 10 minutes, Iggy said, okay, I'm done. If you don't want to hear me speak, I'll just sit here quietly. Each time he could barely finish his sentence before interrupting himself to continue his endless ramblings about the smoke damages in an old apartment and being too poor to afford a plane ticket. Finally, let's have a moment of silence for all the toilets in St. Charles that are about to go through absolute hell over the next 48 hours. The plumbing in the BMI capital of Missouri is undoubtedly going to be overwhelmed as low-income fats release girthy logs bigger than Plowsy's Thanksgiving pork loin. Rumor has it that the plungers are already sold out as the chunky residents of St. Charles prepare to unleash true carnage on the sewers of the city with the most fupas per square mile. News trucks are already parked outside of Napoli 3 as reporters are going live every hour to keep us updated on the great clog of 23. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. That's from the JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
Morning, guys. Great show. Didn't listen. Anyways, I spotted Mr. Licks at the Ross Dress for Less off the Rock Road this morning trying to haggle with the cashier. The Tasmanian devil moo-moo he wanted wasn't on clearance, but he tried sneaking a clearance sticker on it. The cashier called him out and he said, do you know who my wife's father is? The cashier said no. Then he started weeping alligator tears like your former producer who wore his hat like a competitive cup stacker after witnessing Mizzou's loss to Logan College of Chiropractics in the Sharkle House Bowl. And then he went on the hunt for an underclassman in Dobbs Hall. Thanks. That's from Gunter. Potential vacationer. If I go, I go. If I don't, I don't. If you need me, I'll be on a date with a married woman that I don't want you to ask me about, but here's a bunch of clues about her. But seriously, stop asking me.
Gunter.
The clue was I gave her name.
And finally, in hindsight, it was a terrible decision and one he ultimately regrets, but in the moment, he was comfortable and happy. There's no way he could have known just how much things would have gone off the rails in such a short amount of time with all the dumpster diving. But enough about Nolan Arenado's decision not to opt out. Let's get to Iggy's decision to extend his lease. Iggy was facing the decision to sign a new lease at a higher monthly rent or move from the place he's lived for 2 decades. Given that this was his first rent hike in forever and it's close to his job, it's understandable that Iggy chose to extend his lease at his not-so-rent-controlled hovel. But now Iggy has been forced to relocate to a smaller apartment and has been fined for smoke damage at the apartment he was forced to vacate. As a result, he's too broke to visit relatives and is just going to spend his vacation knocking out Billions episodes and thinking about non-binary Taylor Mason's breast. Iggy really needs to leverage the resources he has, i.e. time, against the resources he doesn't have, i.e. money. I'm sure the Cameo orders are rolling in after yesterday's off-the-books live read, but there's only so many TMA listeners willing to pay $25 to have Iggy berate them. Ditto for drunk coworkers willing to pay $50 for an unlicensed taxi drive home. I'm not sure if Iggy's currently getting paid to encourage people to visit St. Charles, but he won't be for long once they hear his pitch. I'm not a big St. Charles guy. I think it's a bunch of Hoosiers, end quote. Coaching youth hockey would bring the opportunity to bang the players' moms, but I'm not sure Iggy can handle the crazy hour. In all seriousness, I think Iggy should moonlight as a bartender at some local watering hole that wants to attract TMA listeners. Happy Skanksgiving to you and yours. I got some high school girls I'd still like to bang, and I can't wait until Skanks miss. That's from Bucksville.
Gosh.
Doug, what we got?
Bucksville. I'm going to go with Gunter.
I just like the line, he hijacked his hijack. So I'm going to go with Henshin.
I am going with Gunter, who is won the
No.
Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Jackson and I are going to get our asses ripped for an hour on Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Bye.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out